real recognize real, and it only gets realer from here. Now, in today's topic, we're going to be discussing what catches a Pisces attention instantly. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang. You all already know. We in the build done. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my 2 2s and my 3 3s and my 2 2 2s and my 3 3 3s. Excuse me. 7 7 7s. And shout out to any other. Also want to give a big thanks to everyone that got the membership. Shout out to the real ones, the day ones, for you know who you are. And also welcome anyone that's not a if it's your first time here, welcome. Let me see. Welcome, Ocean Lover. Welcome. How you doing today? So we're gonna talk about what catches a Pisces attention instantly and why it's dangerous at the same time. Okay. Pisces doesn't get distracted by everything, so only by the energetic anomalies. Okay. Now, what suddenly catches a Pisces attention in this matter is usually tied to your intuition, fantasy, pain, mystery, or unspoken emotion. See, if not handled. So that's the powerful yet risky thing in itself. Now, one thing for certain, a Pisces doesn't change. A Pisces doesn't change. A Pisces doesn't change attention. You guys, I've been stuttering all day. But yeah. So somebody probably gonna say in the chat, yo, you can slow down on those simply juice drinks, but hey man, it's got cane sugar in there. So yeah, when it comes to a Pisces doesn't chase attention, so attention ends up finding Pisces. But what happens when the wrong thing catches you instantly? See, now, as you guys know, Pisces are ruled by what? Intuition and not logic. So when it comes to the sudden attention, that energetically pulls you, Pisces, not attraction. So what feels deep isn't what always safe. Now, another thing too, if you're a Pisces, awareness matters most because it's your protection. So, hey, drop that Pisces symbol if you agree. Now, let's talk about the different things that suddenly catch a Pisces attention. Why plus what the warning is. Welcome, Kaji. Welcome. How you doing? So this is like a trigger from all signs, okay? This is a universal situation here. Now, when it comes to the emotional mystery, that's the very first one. What's going on, Dino Lover? Welcome. Is so all signs when it comes to the emotional mystery, that in itself could be a thing that could catch a Pisces attention. See, a lot of times you just want to know about how, other people are, what's the word I'm looking for? Wired. So when it comes to someone misunderstanding you, that could be another, that could be another thing that gets your attention because it's like, hey, what is so hard about understanding me? So when it comes to you versus someone else, oftentimes you could, somebody that has this type of situation going on can trigger you. See, especially when someone misunderstands you, Pisces, it's like, man, damn, who gets me, who understands me. And a lot of times when you go for a partner, you usually want to get somebody that understands you, or at least knows what you're talking about. When it when it comes to welcome, Rashad, welcome. How you doing? So here's the thing. When you are dealing with when you're dealing with the silent pain, that's another thing that could trigger you because when you have to suffer alone in the first place and you deal with that pain silently, that's not good. See, so it's like you want to go out and do something to relieve yourself, and so that you don't walk around holding that pain in silence. Now, when it comes to the artistic talent that you have, a lot of times you really got to know what you want to do in life. You want to be sure and decisive about it and take action, because a lot of times when you have those talents, sometimes you can second guess yourself, see, because you might feel like, oh, you're not good enough, or hey, you might think it's so far-fetched of you, thinking of such a creative thing, but I'm here to tell you, don't think like that. So we're going to talk about the next thing, spiritual talk. So if somebody is talking about spirituality with you, a lot of times you will probably want to talk with them more about it, just to make sure that person is, following the same doctrine you are, so that way there's no mismatch. Because the last thing you want is a person that's studying something to be near you, and, you end up becoming the victim to that person because you don't follow the same doctrine, okay? When it comes to the next thing I have is trauma bonding. So that's another thing that's going to be something that will catch your attention, Pisces, but at the same time, it could trigger you, because a lot of times you want to bond with somebody in a healthier way versus in a trauma, from traumas from the past or the present, because that person really is not going to be able to, pour into you when they're traumatized by a situation or people. So another thing is that when somebody says to you, Pisces, like, oh, I never tell anybody, this, they start off a conversation like that with you, a lot of times you don't trust it. So it's like, don't let me be the only one you tell anything to, because Pisces, you don't want to be the only one that's in that situation. So yeah, bro, you know what? It's crazy though. Like I see a lot of people in the chat and they scraping and scrambling. And I mean, like, man, it's nothing like actually going in the kitchen and frying an egg and, hey, help yourself, because listen, it ain't no way you can come in here and affect me by what you're saying. Okay. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat, because, you got to have tough skin, because, sometimes when you take the skin off a potato, then, hey, it's time to eat, right? So, hey, it only gets done when it's done. So, hey, if you're here and you're scraping and scrambling, welcome to the show. So, yeah, when it comes to the next thing, what really catches a Pisces' attention is sad eyes. See, at the same time, it triggers you, because you know that, hey, this person might just be manipulative for looking sad. And then all of a sudden, you still want to know why they're sad. So you may oftentimes, you might actually walk up to the person and say, hey, why, what's wrong, bro? Why you look so sad? And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I got to take a shit and I hadn't had a chance to go home yet. So it's going to look like it's going to be a long ride there, because, hey, the bus isn't here yet, or whatever the case may be. Now, another thing is soft-spoken confidence. That's another thing that a Pisces could be drawn to, someone that's very quiet, but yet confident. But at the same time, it's like, oh, why is your voice so soft? So that's something that, a lot of times you might question things like that, because, you become curious about it. But you in yourself, you're trying to understand the person. At the same time, you're trying to balance them and trying to, pinpoint the different qualities of what you may think that confidence is like. So it's like, yeah, if somebody's talking soft, but hey, they're strolling around, sticking their chest out, and appears to be confident at the same time. It's like, how can you talk like that? How can you talk so soft but then be so confident? So that's the same thing that's kind of like just a Pisces could become curious about. So yeah, when it comes to the next thing is hidden geniuses. Okay, so when people, Pisces attracted to people that are like geniuses, they're smart, at least on the surface. So it's like, oh, okay, you're talking about some different things that I actually, can attest to. And it's like, oh, so hey, you're just like me in a way. So you think of, bright ideas, and hey, you come up with different, methods or different things that a lot of other people probably don't share or discuss. So yeah, definitely that's something that you'd be attracted to, but you'll be triggered by them at the same time, because when you know someone to be like a genius or whatnot, you really want to gauge just to see how much they really know. So you could be in a situation where you start questioning them Pisces just to test them and see what they will say, or just to see how smart they really are. Now, I'm gonna tell you, now those were just the little traits that, hey, oftentimes these are things that attract your attention, Pisces. But what you have to be careful with is projection, because if a person has projection, they're going to project onto you negativity, negative things, because they are a negative person. They have bonded to it. Now, projection, what does it do? What does it do most? It replaces truth. See? So that's the reason why you have to not believe people when they project, because they're trying to hurt you because they're hurt. See? So that's what you gotta watch out for regarding projection. Why? Because it replaces the truth. Now, the next thing is the fact that fantasy feels what? The missing facts. See? So you really have to, know the facts of a situation. Hell, write them down if you have to, or just take a mental note of it. So that's another thing that Pisces must be careful about. Next thing I have is empathy overrides. Okay, so empathy, when you feel sorry for somebody, you have to be careful, okay? Very careful, Pisces, because when you use empathy, guess what you're doing? You're overriding the boundaries. See, that's why I said, like, when the worst Pisces, not in a bad way, but when it could be, though, depending on how you take it, you see, or how that Pisces comes at you. But hey, the most dangerous Pisces is one that has what? Dissolved all boundaries. Why? Because if a Pisces even goes off the empathy itself, yeah, it may override the boundaries. Not saying that the boundaries are not there, but the empathy is so strong because what? Everybody wants to be, everybody wants to be merged with a Pisces or connected, see, to somebody that knows them, see, or understands them. So when it comes to empathy, be careful, very, very careful that you don't override the boundaries, see, that you have, or that person has, because it could be a mess, a fight, and it could go bad. So you don't want to do that. You want to use empathy at the right time. So the next thing I have is the fact of the savior complex. Okay. And a lot of times when you're not careful, this is when this particular savior complex or martyr complex will sneak up on you, and it becomes activated. Because why? You have this whole, oh, I have to save everybody. Well, everybody knows, you can't save everybody. She don't want to be saved. You got to know this, and live by the code. Live by the code of, or the chain of command of how this really works. Because if you forget this alone, then you're going to be in trouble, because you might try to save a demon from being a demon, but he's already, he already has his spot. That he's basically where he wants to be, so you can't save him. So you could waste a lot of energy and time and get yourself hurt, and all do. So you have to just be careful with that. When it comes to the next thing, emotional addiction forms. Okay, now it's so easy for a Pisces to become addicted to something, and it could be anything. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be substance. It can be, it could be a person, a place, an environment. But you got to be careful, because if you let these particular things control you, because you can't let go of, you can't go a day without it, then it's going to consume you. See, and it could lead you into a dark place that you don't want to be in. So that's something you want to watch out for. The next thing that you got to be careful about is time blindness. Okay, so sometimes you can get carried away and waste a lot of time doing something that, hey, you probably need to go about your day by, planning out the 8-hour commute of the day. Hey, I'm gonna go to the gym at 5 a.m, and hey, I'm gonna do 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes or whatever it may be. Then I'm gonna go to go get some breakfast or some lunch. Then I'm gonna go to work, and then when I get off work, you got to plan your day, because when you are blind to the time, this can make you, do something too long, scrolling through your phone, looking at social media. You can be spending like 2-3 hours doing that early in the morning. So now you're getting out of bed at 12, and it's like, man, the day has already passed. See, so you want to always be focused and paying attention to the time, because you can't get it back. Once you waste time, you you're not gonna get any younger, so you just get older, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, you're 50, and now you're like, yo, I gotta have a plan. Like, no shit, Sherlock, like you should have been doing that, at least having that routine built within you, okay, and using it as a strategy. The next thing is overgiving. So it's okay to help people, but you don't want to it's like, hey, you feed let's say you not only did you feed the person, but hey, you clothe them, you let them live with you. Overgiving. See, why do I say this? Why do I say this is that you must be careful, Pisces? Because people will take advantage of that. They'll take advantage of you. It's almost like, yeah, you can help a homeless man on the street. You could buy him a $5 Little Caesar pizza, and then all of a sudden he might tell you, hey man, I don't eat pepperoni. So it's like little stuff like that. It's like, well, hey, that's when it stops. That's when it ends. And say, okay, boom, you can have the pizza, man. Just take the toppings off. But if you just sitting up there just giving, just because the man is trying to pick and choose what he eats, you have to just leave it, let it be. Oh, in your mind, I fed him. So, hey, it's somebody else's job to clothe them. It's somebody else's job to, hey, give them a job, or, hey, let them do something else. Don't try to be the only one that, hey, I got to give this person everything, because they will take advantage of you doing that. This is a big one. And a lot of Pisces, sometimes you could think, you might think you're unstoppable, or, hey, you might think that, hey, if anything were to happen, the intuition would, tell you, and that's true and all, but you still have to not ignore red flags. In any situation, how many of you out there have ignored a red flag? Even if it's petty, even if the red flag doesn't seem like, oh, a big deal, you cannot ignore it. It's always something wrong. If you were talking to someone and they have halitosis and their breath smells like shit, there's something wrong. Even if it's none of your business, it's like, hey man, you might want to go to the dentist and get that checked out. But if you see, that's the thing. If you're fully aware of anything that's not normal, it's going to be a red flag. It's going to say, oh, something's wrong. If anybody does something, if somebody passes gas, you're going to say, well, hey, did one of y'all farted? Did one of y'all pass gas? That's disgusting. It's like, oh, yeah, somebody did it, so something's wrong. But how many people will sit there and ignore it and act like they don't smell nothing? Now your sense of smell is 10 times weaker because you don't use it. If you smell shit and think it's funny and then you don't say nothing, what good is your nose? What good is your, hey? Now, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just telling you guys this in a way where you'll understand it better, because it's like you got to use the intuition. You have to pay attention to red flags. Somebody talking to you, they constantly scrolling through their phone, not giving you no eye contact. They're not listening to you. See, it's like cut the conversation short and just say, okay, boom, I'm gonna move on to somebody that actually wants to hear what I got to say. The next thing, what you have to be careful with, Pisces, is not to confuse depth with honesty. See, sometimes people will go deep with you, but be lying the whole damn time. See, so you might think, oh, we having a deep conversation, and all of a sudden, you might be in the water with them, and they sitting there backstroking, and everything that they're saying to you is bullshit. It's like, oh, and all of a sudden, you assume that they're being honest just because you guys got into a deep conversation. So you have to know and be, just be fully aware of the difference. The next thing I have is, confusing intensity with love. Just because a situation has become intense doesn't mean, oh, this person loves me. No, see, and you got to know the difference, because if not careful, you get yourself hurt, assuming, oh yeah, I thought that person loved me because things started to heat up. No, see, so this is the thing by different zodiac signs, good and bad. The fire signs, like I say, starting with Aries, what you have to know is Aries boldness. Okay, this could be good and bad, because yeah, at the same time, they could be so bold where they burn you. See, where they burn Pisces. See, now when it comes to Leo, you got to be careful, because Leo's charisma, it could be good and bad. Why? Because it can drain Pisces. Now, when you're dealing with Sagittarius, what you got to watch out is their vision. See, because what does this mean? This means that they can become unpredictable and non-committable to the situation, so they can disappear. See? So it's like, you don't want to go to the movies with a Sagittarius only to find out that, hey, they had a vision that, hey, they needed to get home and do something else, and all of a sudden they left you just because you had to go to the bathroom at the movie theater. So you got to be careful with those different archetypes. Now, the next one when it comes to earth signs is Taurus. What you got to watch out for with Taurus that could be good or bad for Pisces is stability, okay? Because the more stable they are, they control you. See? So you got to be careful that, hey, might have a Taurus, paying all the bills in the home. Next thing you know, when he gets mad at you, he's basically saying, you might sit in his chair and he pays the cable bill and nobody puts nothing on it. So he thinks that he can just come in and tell you to get the F up, and he just grabs the remote and starts flicking through the channels, and you and the kids were just sitting there watching MTV or BET or whatever, or the news. Next thing you know, he's like, yo, you guys got to get up and go upstairs because, hey, I pay the cable bill. Got to be careful with Taurus because a lot of times they could be petty like that. Next thing is Virgo, but you got to watch out. They could be good or bad for Pisces, is Virgo's insight. See, why? Because along with this, they basically would include, they would still include that whole critical nature. They'll be, criticize you at the same time of having insight. So you got to be careful with that. Now, another thing you got to be careful with Capricorn is that when it comes to Capricorn, the ambition that comes with them, that's tied with them. Why? Because so you got to be careful because it can what? They can basically emotionally neglect you. See, by them being like, oh, looking at themselves as being a workaholic, all of a sudden they can just neglect you. And that do not get it twisted, because some of the most gangsterized, or a lot of gangsters are Capricorn. So you gotta be careful, because Capricorn can neglect you. They get so caught up in work where they don't even come home. Think of your truck driver that travels from state to state. He hardly ever goes home. Capricorn. See that? He's always on the road. He's always at work. He's always in the shop, the mechanic shop. He's always doing something other than being at home with his lady. See? And that's why a lot of times Capricorn men, they get cheated on, because you can't leave your wife at home 24/7, bro. She gonna end up getting smashed by somebody. It might just be the mailman. It could be the neighbor, because you just leaving your wife at home. You ain't even calling in nothing. You ain't even checking in nothing. See? So you gotta be careful. Now, the next thing is Gemini. What you gotta, in the good and bad thing, you gotta watch with Gemini is their words. See? Because their words, they could use them to confuse you, Pisces. See? And other zodiac signs too. Now, when it comes to Libra, I know you guys know this one. What could be good and bad for Pisces? What you have to watch out for is their charm. See? Because the charm, what does charm mean? Charm means what? The truth is not in charm. See? So we can really look at the word charm and say, oh, that's just like, it sounds like Valentine's Day. Oh, you really think I like you, but I really don't. See? I just want the candy. So that's what you gotta be careful with charm, is that you could charm the panties off of a woman with charm. See? And she might think that, oh, you really sweet and romantic, and you're not. You just want the cheeks. You just want some baked bread. It ain't nothing like a fresh loaf of baked bread, and then you the first one to get some. I know all you men out there in the chat, you would love something like that, right? Okay, so the next thing is when it comes to Libra, okay, we said charm, okay? And like I say, Libra is more prone to lying unless they're fully evolved and they're fully, maybe they have a spiritual walk with God, then it would be different. Okay, the next air sign, Aquarius. Aquarius, both good and bad for Pisces. That Pisces have to watch out for is Aquarius's mind. See, because their mind is sharp. And another thing with that is what? the fact that they can detach at any time. See, so you don't, this the type of person that can backdoor you. This the type of person that can set you up and be your friend and your enemy at the same damn time. So you have to be, you got to be on point when you're dealing with Aquarius, because Aquarius is a humanitarian type of individual where they care about people. But here's the catch. They'll help you, they'll clothe you, and then they'll still stab you in your goddamn back. See that? So you got to be careful when you're dealing with Aquarius. Now, when it comes to the water signs, Cancer, both good and bad things for Pisces, but Pisces got to watch out for with Cancer is the fact that Cancer cares. But what's tied along with Cancer caring is clinginess. See? So good luck trying to get a clingy, a Cancer that cares. When they become clingy Pisces, you can't get rid of them. It's all that. It's like somebody that's, they become, put it like this, they become your backpack. See? It's like, oh, all of a sudden, everywhere you go, everywhere you go, that damn Cancer has aid. That's that backpack you got to put on with you. That it's gonna follow you everywhere you go. See? Because they're like the mother. So the mother what? The mother hen likes to keep the chicks close. See? So all of a sudden, hey, you're gonna be forever looked at as a baby bird, man. Just get over it. So hey, when it comes to Scorpio, hey, the both things good and bad concerning the Pisces, you gotta watch out for is intensity. See? So anything that's intense, that's like what? Basketball, when we look at sports, you know, boxing, you know, some people might what? Race. And see, this intensity can consume you. That's what you gotta watch out for. See? If not careful. Now, the next thing, Pisces, when you're dealing with a Pisces, what you got to watch out for, that's a good thing and a bad thing, is reflection. See, why? Because listen, the ego, everything dissolves. The ego, everything that you think of yourself to be when you're not, that shit's coming off. When you have a Pisces light used through the mirror to reflect back onto what it's projected onto it, what does that do for you? That means you will lose your goddamn self. See? So you got to be careful not to get caught up in what? The illusions. Why? Because the reflection is too strong. See? It exposes all darkness. Nothing can hide. Now, you have to understand that not every situation is divine. See? So that's a huge warning in itself. You also have to remember that curiosity doesn't mean that you're aligned to something or someone. See? Just because you want to know and you're chasing all the answers doesn't mean that you are in full alignment with that situation or person. Next thing is that just because a situation is a mystery doesn't mean that it's safety there. See, it doesn't mean that you're safe. See, that's why curiosity killed the cat. See, the cat, just because you're curious doesn't mean you will. Just because you're curious doesn't mean you're going to find answers, the right answers. See? Anytime you ask questions, what are you doing? You are what? Vulnerable. See? Because you don't know. The people that are fully aware, they're going to gatekeep. See? They're going to gatekeep. So anytime you ask questions, hey, man, where'd you get those Jordans? Oh, man, I got them for sale for $300. See? Now he's going to finesse you because, oh, you want what he has, but curiosity killed the cat. Now, he's acting like he's the plug and he sells you the shoes when he got them from somebody else for cheaper. See? So that's what people do. You can't go around asking questions in such a way that a person is not offering you it. See? If that they're not freely or what? Sharing it, then hey, you just have to walk away and find somebody that's going to help you with the information, volunteer it to you. Because if you ask too many questions or you ask questions, that actually shows the other person that you don't know it. You don't know anything about it. It makes you look dumb. Because think about it. In school, they say, oh, it's nothing. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Bullshit. Because listen, why would you ask a stranger a question, right? Why would you ask a stranger a question? Those questions that you want to know, you got to do your own research. See? have your own vision, your own experience of that situation, because your experience is not going to be the same as the person that you asked. See, even if, you know how many times a person say, oh, I got a degree, I went to school to be a police officer. All of a sudden you ask questions like, oh, how's the job? Bro, you would never, even if, bro, you're never going to have the same experience as the person you're asking. They might know everybody. They might know the lieutenant. They might know the chief of, the chief. So their experience might have been easier, but they'll let them tell it. It's like, oh, it's easy, man. It's oh yeah, it's a piece of cake. And then you get, you listen to that. Next thing you know, you want to go to school to be a cop. Now, your first day, your first week is hell. And now you like, wait a minute, this ain't what I signed up for. Dude told me that it was easy. That's why you can't just ask anybody any fucking question, man. You can only ask people you actually know questions. See? You don't want to ask an enemy or a stranger a question because they're not telling you it right. See? And they never will. You ought to always do your own research. That's why we have Google. That's why we have Google. That's why we have different search engines. Type in the questions that you have. Go to Reddit. Type in the questions you have, and that would give you better insight than asking Billy Bob on the bus. See? So some people will ask anybody how to do something. And all of a sudden, you don't know these people. You really think you're going to get an answer? Don't fall for the illusion, because Tim and his crew did the same shit. You become even more confused and more lost. So that's the thing. If you have questions, you have to do research. And then the good thing about Reddit and Discord, with Reddit, it's like there's a whole group of people talking about the same thing. So you just join one of the little groups, and now you're not asking a stupid question because everybody's talking about the same subject. So those are the people you want to bounce things off to and ask questions, but you just don't ask anybody a question. You got a lot of teachers and stuff that say, oh, you just ask questions. No such thing as a dumb question. Yes, it is a such thing as a dumb question. See? Because the dumb question is you're asking the wrong person. You want to ask a guy on the street how to be a millionaire? No, that would be stupid. You ask the millionaire how to be rich. Duh, he already has it. He already done it. See? But make sure you have rapport. Make sure you already establish yourself with that millionaire. See? Because that conversation won't be real if you don't. Now, another thing too, a lot of people gatekeep. And I'm gonna break it down why do people gatekeep? Where you want to know something and they don't tell you. They don't show you how to really do it. See? And I'm just telling you, a lot of people don't want everybody having a lot of people don't want you having the same access or being able to catch on because they lose money. See? I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So it was so basically for one of my birthdays, I think it was like 3 years ago, my girlfriend bought me a gaming PC, right? And I paid, it was like $1,100, right? So anyway, when I started to realize that, okay, after doing research, I'm like, wow, I felt like I got because I didn't need to spend $1,100 on a gaming PC. I could have just built one. So it was like I had these questions that, like, it was just like a few questions I had as far as the, motherboard, particular questions. So let me tell you more of the story. I had to teach myself how to build a PC from the ground up and take it apart and put it back together. Nobody showed me how to do it because they were gatekeeping. See? So anytime you ask someone something that's going to basically allow you to make money, whether that be on learning how to do an oil change, learning how to replace brakes and rotors and calipers and all that good stuff, you got to do it yourself. You got to get hands-on And if you make mistakes along the way, that's how you learn. See, you end up learning, oh, okay, that wasn't what I was supposed to do. I missed a step, and then you could actually see your mistakes so that way you could correct yourself. And that's the best way to learn, see, is actually doing it on your own. Because asking people, bro, if they went to school for it, they're not going to tell you everything they learned in school in that one conversation. Hell no. See? So it's like you got to either go to school yourself or teach yourself. Now, here's the funny thing. When I built my computer, you guys wouldn't believe how much money did it take me to build a PC. I'm going to tell you, $300. $300 could get you a A1 running PC. And I was like, whoa, see, I spent $1,100 because I didn't know. See, what you don't know, you end up paying for it. See? And it was so easy when I man, I'm telling you, as soon as I did the research and actually did the hands-on, the shit was so easy. It was just like, bro, people gatekeep about the most simplest, easiest things to do in life. It's like, bro, they always make it seem like it's so fucking difficult to do it. And it's like, bro, that's just like taking your car to the mechanic. He tells you, oh, you got something leaking in your, under your hood. He gives you a high ass price, like $600, $700. And all of a sudden you just need one hose replaced. Bro, do it yourself. Do it yourself. Don't let the people rip you off, man, because, even I was quoted one time $700 some odd dollars to do brakes and rotors, front and back. What? $700? Like, bro, you could do brakes. Brakes are so easy to do. Brakes and rotors are easy. All you gotta do is have the right parts. See? So it's like, if you just don't, like I said, the oil change story I shared with you guys, like, that was another one. You pay what, $60 to $100 for somebody to do an oil change that takes like literally 10 minutes. Like, bro, it's so simple and easy. A girl can do it. Damn, a 6-year-old boy can do it. Easy. See? It's like you just follow steps. And that's the thing. Like, people in the world today, they don't know how to actually learn how to do shit themselves. See? That's why I do everything with my car repairs. I do it all myself. Yeah, sometimes I take it to the shop if it's something that, hey, I don't really want to mess up or screw up. I go ahead and take it in. But when it comes to like the little, the basic things, do it myself. See? Because somebody's going to rip your ass off. Put it like that. You don't know something, then that's why females get taken advantage of when they go to do, get any type of work done on their cars, because they don't know. They don't know what to expect. In their eyes, oh, I just dropped the car off at the mechanic, but, and it's fixed now. And it's like, well, do you really know if it's fixed? Because they might not have done nothing, see? But, that's the thing that you got to watch out for. Let me see. Yeah, definitely. See, man, that's what YouTube is for. And that's another thing I use too. I use YouTube for the questions I had when it came to the PC, because it was like, when you, like, the motherboard is the main component. So like I say, you really got to have a board, your RAM, your SSD drive, and then you got to, take off the fan and put the, what is it called? I think it's called a goob. It's like the little silver stuff. You just gotta scrape it off and put some more. I forgot what it's called, but I got some in the house. But yeah, it's called goop or something like that. So when you put that shit down on the fan, underneath the fan, make sure you clean it off first with an alcohol wipe. And then boom, you put the fan together and bolt it. Screw it down, put the screws back together. And then it's like, once you do that and you install Windows, and it's good to go. See? Like, it's so simple and easy. Just gotta be careful with the wires so that you don't, yank them too hard or pull them too hard. So, I feel like as a kid, that's the main thing that I used to do is take apart stuff. And that's how I know, like, today, it's not so much being curious to where you start asking questions. It's more about, you know, you being curious to where you start to go hands-on, see? Because my mother told me, she's a Pisces, and she told me that when I was little, that's all I used to do was be on the computer and always taking the computer apart and putting it back together. And then you got to ask yourself, at that age, a lot of kids just play with toys that are already made. Here I am in the damn computer taking it apart, see? So it's like, to me, anything to make you think and to learn something that's not taught to you, especially with FL Studio, because I know with FL Studio, bro, I could make a beat and didn't even know what I was doing. Couldn't understand none of the words or what you know, hi-hats and all that crap. I just went by the sound of it, see? It was making, man, fire beats and everything. And speaking of music, I got a single I'm about to drop. So it should be, I'm gonna drop it within probably a week from now. But I'm finna start doing music again too. So, you know, and hey, the type of music I'm gonna be talking about is like, you know, it's gonna be different. We're talking about zodiac signs, different stuff like that. You know, a lot of, you don't really hear about, you know, other people doing it. But hey, I'm gonna talk about it and hey, put it in a song. So, you know, and I'll be rapping about other things too. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. Yeah, definitely. See, man, you do gotta, you do gotta get tools, because like I got tools in the garage. Like I got my laptop, my computer tools, you know, and just make sure I got everything, because man, like I had a mechanic. I'll tell you well, it was more of a horror story, but I thought I was cool with this one Virgo, okay? And I don't know what made him, okay, I don't know what made him do what he did, but he done it, okay? It was a long time ago. I had a Chrysler, it was a Chrysler 200, Chrysler 200, and at the time, and well, it wasn't funny, but the most terrible thing that happened is the fact that I had him do a brake job, see, at the time. And all of a sudden, he did the brake job, allegedly. No, I watched him and I'm like, okay, he said, oh, I put the brake, boom. I watched everything. I watched him work on my car. I paid him, and then I'm on my way home. So I'm on my way home, and all of a sudden, the light, it was a quick light. It was like, it turned yellow. And then I just hurry up and smash the gas and tried to, you know, go straight through it. And all of a sudden, when I hit the brake, the car wouldn't stop. And nothing was wrong with my brakes, because I just got them installed. So as soon as I hit the brake, I thought I was going to feel firm pressure that the car was going to stop sooner. But the car like kept going, and I literally like, I ended up crashing into the lady that basically was at a yield sign, and she literally like bolted out. And as soon as I like hit the gas, I just T-boned her ass, like boom, crashed right into her. So I'm thinking like, how, if I had my brakes fixed, how the fuck did I to the lane? So then, mind you, it was no damage at first. It wasn't no damage on the outside car. It wasn't like no, it was just tiny little, like, you know, tiny little scratches, but nothing that probably what you would see on a cell phone, but it wasn't like nothing that you could just see, except the grill was cracked. Now, the funny thing is that I went home, right? And then something told me to, this is why I said the intuition is powerful, man. Something told me to check my wheel nuts. So I grabbed the little nut thing that's on the wheel and I twisted it, and it just came off. Like literally all the fucking lug nuts were like loose. And I go, you goddamn motherfucking Virgo, you just tried to kill my ass, bro. See that? So on all four wheels, all the bolts were loose the whole time. Mind you, I had to take the highway and drive 12 miles to get back home. So he tried to kill me. And literally, it was calculated. And I'm trying to figure out why. What the hell did I do to you? I didn't do nothing to you. And you just tried to take me out. Now I said, now karma's finna come back and give you hell. See? Because now I know what you did. And you already know. I stopped hitting him up and I said, bro, this man just hated on me, literally. But here's the thing. What got me out of me hitting that lady's car? And I'm gonna tell you, I was in my phone when I was driving, because I had got a text message while I was driving, and I felt it was important. I had my phone out, and I was literally driving like this, and I was looking down, and when I looked back up, I saw the light turn yellow, so I hurry up and hit the gas, and then the lady, she failed to yield and like literally bolted through a red light and hit me on purpose. Then all of a sudden, this is the funny thing. At the time, I knew this one Libra. See, I told you guys, Libra rules what? When it comes to Venus, rules the justice, the judge. When it comes to like court cases, it always works in the Libra's favor. So, it's like, I don't know what it is. So, so basically, I called the Libra. Told the Libra what happened. This slick motherfucker said, yo, I got you, bro. You gonna be good, bro. He said, I got you. Don't tell him that you was on your phone driving and texting, right? Because you lose your license. He said, what you gotta tell him is she failed to yield. See that? She failed to yield. So I said, oh, thanks, man. Mind you, there's cameras at the on the street or whatnot. So they said, now I'm gonna tell you how the 12th house. Remember I said, when people see Pisces, they see what? Illusions. See, it's like when you have a camera feature on your phone that blurs everything out in the background. So it's like, damn, you don't even see the Pisces for some odd reason. Man, tell me why they try to pull the footage off the cameras on the street. And guess what? They wasn't on. They wasn't on in the middle of the car accident. See that? So this lady was furious, driving without a license, no insurance. And all of a sudden she trying to sue me in civil court? Nah, see? But my insurance ended up paying her because she went through the state, see? So she didn't get nothing. And then she tried to, sue me, in the civil court. So that's the thing, how it, I didn't have to pay anything. And like I say, I stuck to the story, failed to yield. See? Failed to yield. Because no matter if I was coming and the light was yellow, that mean I would have still made it. She bolted through the fucking, and mind you, she was wrong because the light was red. You're supposed to stop. She tried to gun it through red light and hit me, but I exaggerated the story just a little bit to work in my favor. See that? Listening to the Libra. And the Libra was right. Because that's what they said. Oh, yeah, you failed to yield. You were supposed to stop, man. You basically just ran through the damn light. See? You would have never hit him. You would have never got hit because I hit her. See? We're towards the back door, her back door, right in the middle. So that was the thing, like, moral of the story is that's why I said with Virgo, you have to be careful, bro. Because Virgo can literally hurt Pisces in like, Pisces won't even see it coming, fam. See? Because Virgos, they get jealous, And I had a brand new Chrysler that I had got. And then all of a sudden, I crashed it because of him. See? Him not putting the screws on tight like you're supposed to do it. And, you're supposed to use the whole little lever thing with the, pounds per pressure. You're supposed to, you do it right. He didn't. I ain't gonna lie, I never went back to him ever again after that. Hell no. Now, when it comes to the oil change situation, and I didn't even tell y'all about the other car I had. I had a Monte Carlo. It's like a 2004, the old school one with the, 2 doors. And I'll never forget this. Bro, I had just bought this car off a mom and pop shop, type of, car shop or whatever you call it. Man, that same Virgo. Now, this was before the Chrysler. This man, bro, okay, anybody that had a Monte Carlo, you should, you know that they were known for the intake gasket leak, right? So when it comes to the intake gasket leak, and when you get it, put it like this, when you get it fixed, you got to take the whole damn motor apart. I mean, the whole motor apart, and then, to get to the intake gasket. So this idiot, bro, mind you, I'm literally standing right there watching him work on my car. He's like, yo, you're good. He put everything back together within a couple of hours. And then all of a sudden, I start the car up. It was fine at first until I tried to go drop a package off at FedEx. And all of a sudden, it sounded like a damn 12-gauge shotgun shooting out the damn front of the car. Or the muffler. It was just poof, 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 just like knocking so damn hard. I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? And you want to know what this dude did, bro? This dude, he did something wrong. I don't know what caused it. Like, exactly. He told me you threw a rod. How the fuck did I throw a rod when I was just getting the damn intake work done? So he messed up some way, somehow. But then talking to the Capricorn told me that, he said, was there any oil in your car? He was basically asking me about the fluids and whatnot, the way he went about doing the job. He was like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to, touch certain parts of the, because he was just using his hands and just, the way he was doing the job. But the Capricorn was like, yeah, he wasn't supposed to do it like that. That's why you threw a rod like that, because your car, oil wise, you were probably low on oil the whole time, just like little stuff like that. But I felt like the Virgo did something sneaky. I felt like he did something sneaky to cause that. And here's the thing. So I had spent it was like $5,500 for the car. It was used. And then all of a sudden I had to sell it. But I was like, man, I don't know. I was so impatient that I traded it. Now here, this is, I know y'all gonna be like, damn, that's crazy. I ended up trading the Monte Carlo because the engine was messed up. I traded for a Grand Am because, they got the lambs, the old Grand Ams, or not a Grand Am, a Grand Prix. They had the same motor. So I'm like, okay, boom. I get the supercharger from the Grand Prix and Grand Prix GT. So next thing you know, when I got the car, it was like, that car was effed up, bro, because the damn supercharger was broke. And then it was like, it was all this like powder all over the damn floors of the seats, in the front. There's like this white powder was everywhere. And it was like, see, I didn't know that it was there to mask the smell, see, because I just thought that, hey, maybe somebody's feet was stinking and, hey, they just put some damn carpet powder down to, absorb it and make it fresh again. Man, I took that car to my Capricorn mechanic, bro, and this man instantly said, he said, I'm surprised you're not dead yet, bro. I was like, why? He said, bro, you have a bad, bro. He went under my car and said, I'm surprised you ain't died yet. I'm surprised you ain't blown up to smithereens. I said, what? What's going on, bro? He said, bro, you're leaking gas like crazy, bro. You got a gas leak. He showed me literally sat up there, lift my car up and showed me, like, you see this? This is gas, bro. I'm like, see, not being aware of what, man, listen, bro, when you are not aware, fam, what you don't know can hurt you, bro. See, and I was literally, man, listen, I'm talking about, because the car was naturally fast, even though the supercharger was broke, it was still fast. So I was, man, flooding and hitting like 80 on the highway. Didn't know I had a gas leak. Now I knew something was off because obviously I had to keep putting gas in it every day. So I knew, like, damn, and it take premium. So I'm like, Damn, bro, I just had a full tank. How the fuck that whole full tank going? See that? But that's just what, you know, the moral of the story is you really have to know what you have. You have to know more about it. See, that goes for anything. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you got to know more about them. See, to not be hurt by them, because what you don't know can hurt you. Now, who see Lotus said Libra don't want to hear it. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Let me see. You definitely let me see. What you hold on. Yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, you guys. Man, listen. I mean, damn, you gotta. Who is that talking, bro? Hey, like I say, but there. Hey, my concepts, listen, are different, fam. So I'm not even gonna call your name, but you know who I'm talking about. Don't try to sit here and school me on no damn like I say. Let me see. I don't know. People just, like I say, everybody got their own way of telling it. See, but some people, like I say, okay, so a lot of people in the chat, I don't know, people talking about carbon and whatnot. But hey, like I say, it could be whatever you want it to be. You gotta know the difference. See, just like putting a fire out. What you gonna use? What's gonna put a fire out the quickest? See, but you got so many people that will go for the extinguisher. They'll go for certain, try to smother the fire. So we can't really say who's right and who's wrong, because everybody does it differently. See, I guarantee you, if you had a beehive, what would you use to take it down? Depending on how big it is, how small it is. See, but a lot of people don't know you could use gasoline. And depending on how big the nest is, if it's a wasp nest, yeah, you could take it down. See, but you must use strategy. See that? But that's the thing. You got people like, if look, I'm gonna tell you this. You gotta. Matter of fact, I really shouldn't tell you this, because that's why I said you wouldn't understand if I told you. Because when you make something, you have to put one thing together with something else. See that? To get results. And you got to know what you're doing to make it work. So why I say that is that, what's the point of trying out for basketball when you can't shoot? See, what's the point of going to the range, the firing range, when you don't have a gun? See, it's like, bro, you really got to really pay attention to what you're doing. A lot of people come on my channel scraping and scrambling, hating on me because, oh, I'm doing something that they never thought of. See that? It's a reason why you never thought of it, because it came from my subconscious. See that? So when you sit down, for those of you that be hating on me, when you sat down and started a channel, if you have one, what is your niche? What is your niche? What did you feel that you wanted to talk about? Because a lot of you that be hating, you don't even have an imagination. You don't even have a damn goal or have anything, exciting, different, trending. Guarantee you can't even think of anything. But you want to come on here on my live, scraping and scrambling to get some type of clout or attention. But it's like, well, what you hating on me for? Go start a YouTube channel if you feel like you got something better to talk about. See that? Yeah, it is what it is. I ain't going nowhere. So you wasting your time. And that's the thing, like I say, you got to understand your subconscious. because it's always going. It's always got the answers. See, people have what they try to focus on trying to make sense of every goddamn thing. See, without having any sense in the first place. So you forever be lost. That's the reason why you're here watching, because you're reaching. I've already dissolved all your boundaries. That's why you're hating. See, because you know that it's not fair. You don't know what I'm talking about because it's not for you in the first place. Those that resonate, it's because they have a reason why they're here. You don't have a reason. You're scraping and scrambling. Maybe I hit your news feed and hey, you just saw me and said, look at this guy with the glasses and the same hoodie. Why is all these other people here? So that tells me you're a follower. You just came on here scraping and scrambling because you saw that, hey, there's a lot of energy here. See? Because you didn't have to click it. You did not have to click on watch. But hey, it must be something good about me. And don't sit here and try to say, oh, I'm just joking. I'm just playing. No, you're not. See? Don't try to pull the facade of a jokester. No, because I know a hater when I see one. See that? But remember I said, I'm not gonna block you or do any of that. It's no need to. I want to actually teach you something. Yeah, if you're in attendance of the chat, hey, you must learn. You must learn, son, boy. You must learn. See, girl, you must learn. If you got an issue, hey, get to know you got your issue, your version. Don't try to get mad at the yapper. See, just stop yapping. Then you'll be all right. You see that? Don't pump fake, because if I know you can't shoot, I ain't bothered by you winning anything because you can't shoot. See? So don't get on here. I mind you, because I'm gonna start embarrassing a lot of people in the chat. Come on here scraping and scrambling. I will really embarrass you, fam. Really embarrass you 10 times, bro. This ain't nothing like. I'm nothing like what you think I am, fam. See that? Especially when I get to throwing hexes, bro. So you gotta just really just stop. Stop playing with me, bro. Because literally, if I put a hex on you, you're gonna be in trouble, bro. Let me see. Like I say, people, let me ask you, okay, Draco, do you have a car, bro? Do you have a car? Answer that first. Let me see. Calvin and Hobies, who is you? Like I say, don't you sound like you got a lot of what they say, curious, a lot of curious energy going on. Let me see. That's what say, like, I know the real ones, the day ones, man. Shout out to all the day ones. You know, I don't need to chill, man. No, like I say, I don't need to chill, bro. I'm good, bro. This is just I just feel the energy coming from, you know, all different directions. So that's where, you know, I have to say something about it. Oh, nice to meet you, Leggy. Hope I'm saying your name right. Like I say, anybody got any questions or you want to know anything? Say relax. Oh, appreciate that. Oh, it's Teggy. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. How y'all New Year going so far? It's at a project car, bro. We already went through this, man. We already went through the. I ain't got a reason to be like showing everybody what's going on. Ronnie Boo, welcome. What's going on, C-Main? Like I said, we already covered the whole little thing, bro. Like, people assume what you got. And like I say, yeah, I like to record in my car because it's quiet. So I feel like I could really have a one-to-one and be able to, you know, just focus instead of being in the house. Because, hey, when you have children, you have people that, you know, are in your home. Kids make noise, fam. You know, they're not going to be quiet for you to go live or talk on the camera, okay? So it just doesn't work. I already stutter, so me stuttering already is enough noise and gets in the way. So it is what it is. Now, When I stutter, it's because of my PTSD, in case a lot of you want to know that. Maybe didn't, but hey, when you got PTSD, you have like I say, your nervous system is like on 10 because I got shot at. And hey, me getting shot at with over 40 shots. And hey, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't know how to relax after that. So that shit gave me so much, just my nerves just damaged from that. Okay. Yeah. But it's, the funny thing is, I'm glad I didn't revert to any type of, substance to, feel better. No, I don't believe in like trying to smoke it out and trying to, do something to hurt my body even worse. Like, nah, bro. Yeah, definitely. You guys, the stream, like I say, the stream was about, what catches a Pisces attention, because what people don't understand is that it's all, every time, I say it like this, every time people think that something is good, like you can attract something that's good, but you also must know that it's bad at the same time. See, it's like we all have good in us and we all have bad. See, I appreciate that. Each day with Dean, I appreciate that. And God bless you, bro. Yeah, death towards the hater repellent spray. Facts. Yeah. The thing about it is, we all have good and bad behaviors. See, we will never be perfect, even if we try. There's people that like some people that like your bad side, and there's some people that like your good side. See, whatever they're attracted to, or hey, the different traits to your personality, some people like it, some people don't. But here's the problem, is that you still have to be careful regardless if you like them or not, because those dark traits can really hurt you. See, if not careful. Every single, like when it comes to the charm of a Libra, for example, that's their go-to every single day. It's like having your first meal of the day. So they can't help it. That's just what they do. But you got to be able to counter it when they do it to you. See, because otherwise, if somebody lies to you and you believe them, or you assume that they like you when they don't, then obviously that's still an injury. That's still that person hurting you because they're not keeping it real with you. Now, and it's so crazy because some people try to take the good without the bad. They might just look at the good thing and want to go to the good places or deal with the good people. But if you just totally assume that, oh, these people or that area is not bad, then you got another thing coming. See that? Because you got to look at everything that moves. It might, see, it's crazy. This is the craziest thing. Okay, so there's people that live in the suburbs, right? And most people assume that it's all, it's all peaceful. They think it's totally safe, right? Let's say you go up to north, you go up north to like Green Bay or something, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Some areas, if you're not careful and you just ride along with that first thought that, oh, it's all good, I guarantee you, if you was to walk in the woods there, you might see a bear. You might see something that can hurt you. Something that you don't normally see if you live in the hood. See? It's like, it's certain stuff that lurk around in the hood. Have you ever seen a brown bear? No. Unless somebody was dressed up, unless your uncle looked like him. But, but I'm saying, for the most part, if you go to a suburb, you might see a horse. You might see a fox. You might see a damn, what do they call those things? Coyotes. Now, mind you, one time I went up north because I got, my uncle, like I say, he lived up north. We went there for dinner one time, and all of a sudden we went to the backyard. Not my uncle, but just me, just going out in the backyard. And I said, bro, there's a dog back there like right behind the fence here, it's the dog. And then my little cousin went out there and he said, that's not a dog, that's a coyote. I'm like, a coyote? What the fuck is a coyote? And I'm sitting here, man, I almost literally tried to pet that damn thing with putting my hand in front of his mouth like a damn dog. So that's why I say, like, bro, I was totally unaware, totally oblivious to what the hell I don't see this where I stay. I don't see coyotes. You see that? So you have to know that just because you take your ass out there to a different area where everybody says it's safe, you better not go walking, strolling through the woods there, because you might see something that you have never seen before, and it can scare the shit out of you. See that? So that's the thing. Like, I know, see, man, like, you know, I ain't trying to, like, you know, I was much younger then. It wasn't like I was this age, but I'm just saying, like, you got to be careful, man. Like, you got to ask questions, but like I say, do research. When you see something that, hey, you don't see in the hood, bro, you better do research, because, you know, the funny thing is when you're in the hood, you have to worry about people cutting through your yard. And that, you know, and I know the feeling of that, because that happens often where, you know, you own a home and next thing you know, people don't know how to, like, go around the corner. People will always try to cut through your yard for some odd reason. Now, what you got to watch out for is those type of things, you know, getting robbed, watch out for, you know, nosy neighbors, just a lot of little stuff that, you know, somebody in from a different area might not never have to go through that. But I'm just saying that you got to be able to have street smarts as well, see, because that's where you get your strength from. That's where you learn things. Street smarts is good. You must know it, man. Because listen, what would it be like for someone from the suburbs to go visit the hood? Have no idea what a dolphin is, have no idea what, you know, getting got means, all these different slang terms. Like, bro, literally, could you imagine you from the burbs and you go to the ghetto? The ghetto is gas station just to get a Gatorade, bro. It ain't the same stroll that you'll go to Syndic's, bro. It ain't gonna be the same type of vibe, bro. You know, because you got people that are panhandling, and you know, it's crazy because a panhandler, you would think like they would be holding a pan while they're sitting there, but we know that they're just panhandling because they're just sitting there waiting for people to come get gas, or hey, come in the store so they can ask you for something. But panhandlers have a lot of swindles, a lot of different tactics too, because they could rob you too. You see, ask you to use a lighter, ask you to use a phone, and take off on you. So it's like, you got to be careful. Appreciate that, C-Main, with the high five. It's like, you got to be careful. You got to know your surroundings, bro, no matter where you are. If you in the desert, you got to know your surroundings. You got to know it, because if what you don't know can hurt you. And guess what? Like me sticking my hand, almost sticking my hand through the fence to pet that coyote, bro. Could you imagine? Like, bro, that doesn't mean that you're ignorant or stupid for doing so. It's because you didn't know. You didn't know that what that was. See, until somebody else told you and said, yo, watch out, that's a coyote. Oh, damn, what the hell is a damn coyote? Bro, they'll actually hurt you, bro. Oh, damn. How would it hurt me, man? That damn thing didn't bite your whole damn hand off of it, you know, eat you for breakfast or lunch, or dinner. It's like, damn, I ain't know that. And it's like, that's why I said, that's a major vulnerability of not knowing nothing, bro. That's the worst place to be, when everybody is laughing, and then you're the butt end of the joke and you don't even know it. See, you wonder why everybody's laughing. It's like, oh, I want to be in on what's so funny, but damn, they laughing at me. See, like you have to be able to catch on to stuff. And you know what's powerful with Pisces? Pisces catches on to all those little secrecies of like everything that's hidden. And we know, bro, listen, if you laugh and do that, if 3 people start laughing around a Pisces, and we already know that nothing was said that was damn near funny like that, we know you talking about us. See that? So that's why, like, Pisces is just 10 steps ahead, fam. Because the intuition would tell you, like, they talking about you, bro. Like, and laughing and stuff, and then you trying to laugh with them, but it's like you can see the difference that, you know, when you laugh, everybody get quiet now. See? So it's like, yeah, you got to be careful. And then we got people like Peeping Tom. Peeping Tom, people don't understand that, you know, it's not good for you to take a shower in the bathroom when you got the windows cracked. People can see all up in your bathroom at night, and you sitting up there looking across the street. It looks like everybody sleep for the night. But you don't know that, hey, you wonder why somebody's always lurking and watching you, because they are. See that? Oh yeah, appreciate that. Palace, welcome as well. Yeah, said, what's a stroll through the hood like, if I may ask? I mean, a stroll through the hood is dangerous, bro. Especially in my city, Milwaukee, because people here don't mind their own business. You know, everybody tends to, you know, look at you and look you up and down, you know, size you up. You could just, like I say, go to a gas station. You know, this is the people that get messed with are the people that look like they don't belong there. See that? So that's the same thing as Chicago. If you go to Chicago and you stand out, people will know, like, oh, he ain't from here. See? And they'll try you because you don't know the lingo. You don't know what's going on. You don't even know what hood you're at, because that hood belongs to somebody. There's a gang there, a group there, a clique. And it's like, in my city, we got something called the low end. The low end is like the low numbers, like 8th Street, you know, 9th Street. And like when you go over there, man, listen, these groups of people that be over there standing there, they will really hurt you, bro, for no reason. You just walk down the street, they would literally say, hey man, who is you? It's like they act like they own the damn block. So it's like, you know, when and I'm gonna tell you, where did I get my street smarts from is because I used to live in the hood. So just being in the hood, I already knew my people already put me up on game, because put it like that. This is all you have. When you wake up in the morning, you see these same folks every day. Same stuff, same stuff, different, you know, different story. So when you so when you wake up, you get adjusted to what that's how you raised and that's what you do, but it's not a bad thing. It's just, like I say, it's just bad if you don't know about it. See? Because then it's almost like the problem is it's the culture. People look at you differently if they know, like, you ain't from there. See? That's the people you got to just know how to move when you in different areas anyway, no matter if it's the hood, the suburb, the country, the farm, anywhere. You move funny, you gonna have trouble there too. You move funny around the farm area, hey, the desert, you gonna get messed with. You know, people gonna see you as what? Like, who the hell is you walking over here at 9 o'clock at night? See? Like, one time, you know, what's sad is that so in my city, it's one thing that you never supposed to do. Sit in your car idling like I am doing right now. But here's the difference. I'm not in the hood doing this. I'm doing this in what? A better, like, an area that I feel safe at, see? So that's the difference. Not saying that it can't happen, but it's less likely to happen here. See that? That's the difference. But you got to know that. You got to know, in Milwaukee, you got to know your spots. Like, okay, if I'm going to sit in my car and talk to y'all, I'm going to do it at, you know, the 24-hour workout place that I be going to, that y'all be seeing me record at, where I be parked at. See, I ain't going to go do that and be at the gas station. Y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember I had a live video that I did. I was parked at the gas station, and literally the man literally told me he was gonna call the police because he said I look suspicious. That's why I said, like, bro, you go to certain places, I wouldn't even be talking like this. If I go somewhere, if I put it like, if I go to the hood, I'm not wearing this. Hell no. Because you got to blend in with the environment. You got to blend in with the people. If anything, I'm wearing some dark shades, all black hoodie. You see what I'm saying? Switch it up. You see, you don't put on nothing flashy. Don't put on nothing that you could draw attention to yourself. You got to blend in, fam, because if you don't, that's your ass. Like, literally, I learned that skill because that's why with us Pisces, we mutable. Like, we anyway as chameleons, so you can't tell the difference if I'm from there or not. You look at me and say, damn, he looked like he belonged there because the way he dressed and how he looked. See, people can't tell the difference. But that's the crazy thing, is that people, if you blend in, you blend in with that neighborhood of how the people look there, it's like, damn, they won't mess with you. But damn, you come up there looking clean, you got on the gator boots, and you come up there looking all flashy and fly, got the grilled jewelry hanging down, you be the first one to get robbed. See that? That's why I said, like, bro, like, I remember when I was little, living in the hood, bro. Literally, this was the most saddest story. The saddest thing I ever seen in my goddamn life, bro. This man had a car. He had some Ford Giottos. I'm talking about, car was just laid out. He had candy paint, subs bumping. You could hear the dude coming from a damn, block away. He pulled up, talking about stunting and shit. Just, doing this and shit. Dude thinking he Birdman or something. Like, you could tell he had money and stuff, but he was just literally sitting in his car, bumping that music. Man, he was going to see one of my neighbors in our apartment building, which was some girl. This man got out the car, left his window down, walked his happy ass up the stairs, bro. And guess what? Two dudes that had masks on came up behind him and told him, man, hey, give me all that shit, bro. Give me that. Give me your keys. Boop, boop, boop. He got robbed right on the front stairs, bro. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, bro, you did not even check where you were at. You didn't know where the hell you were at, bro. You got to ask questions like, hey, man, is this area bad? You got to, see, they say, like, you got to check in, fam, but it's worse than check in. You better make sure when you come to that area, don't come into something flashy. See? Because somebody's always watching you, fam. See? And he got robbed by some young dudes, masked up. And I saw everything because I was looking out the window, but the light was turned off. It's inside the room. See? So the dudes that robbed him didn't see me, but I saw them. See that? And that's the thing, like, I learned, like, bro, see, that's the thing. And some of you may say, well, damn, maybe she set him up. Maybe she did. But I don't think so, because the way the dudes did it, they snuck up on him. They snuck up on him, like, literally. He came from the street, and then they ended up coming right behind him, like. But he probably assumed they lived there. No, see, that's why you can't assume. That's why his guard was, he was so relaxed. Like, nah, bro. When you go to the hood, you better be looking over your shoulder. You better not just sit there in your car idling, fam. That's a no-no in my city, fam. That get people knocked off, for real. But you gotta, like I say, yeah, they were definitely observing him because literally he was loud, like, but then they also knew that he didn't know where he was at. See? That's just like this one street. It's called Burleigh, okay? Back then, when I was growing up, everybody knew that area, that street was known for people getting robbed. So that's why every time we would be walking to the store to go get candy and snacks and stuff, we always cut our path. We never took Burleigh, fam. It's like little stuff like that. It's like you just move different because you know what's up. So nobody took Burleigh. Everybody be like, no, hell no, I'm not going through Burleigh, bro. Hell no. We gonna take the alley. See, and then we always, there's about 5 of us. See, anytime we went to the gas station, it was almost the whole clique. 5 of us, 6 of us, and everybody could fight. See that? We never went alone, fam, because we already know what's up. We know that it's a higher chance of getting into an altercation. See? So that's the thing, like, you know, I feel like you have to have that in life. You have to have, because those situations that you endure, those situations that challenge you, you need that because, bro, what would it be like for you to be in an area that you've never been challenged, and then all of a sudden you, let's put it like this, when you go through a situation and it approach you, what you gonna do? See, you're gonna end up being in fear mode. It's like, no, because, you know, and then another thing, what I've learned is that how you say stuff matters. So when you speak to somebody, let's say you don't know how to fight, you better know how to talk. See that? You better know how to use your words. See? And this is what I found out, and I can fight, but like I say, I'm way past that stage because, like I say, what type of person my age will go around fighting that just looks stupid unless you're gonna make money and be a UFC or a boxer or something. So I ain't just finna be childish running around here trying to fight people, but I know how to defend myself, but also could defend myself with words. See? So like, if I put it to you like this, I was on a bus one time, the city bus, before I got a car, and it was this drunk man, the homeless man on the bus, terrorizing the whole bus, bro. And I told him, he came up to me, and he kept like he was just standing in my vicinity, standing too close to me. And I said, look, man, I said, bro, if you ever been to that store over there across the street? He said, what? I said, you ever been to that store across the street? I said, bro, they be giving free food. They got wings, they got chicken, they got all that, like all the stuff. Like, you ever tried it, bro? And he was like, no, I ain't never tried it. He was like, so you saying if I go over there, they gonna give me some free food? I said, hell yeah, bro, they be giving free food all the time. So this man, literally, I got him to move from him being, he was blocking it, like the doors. He was blocking the back of the bus, keeping people from getting off. So for me to get him to move, I had to make it seem like, yo, it's something at that gas station, you can go get some free food. This fool went out the damn door, went to the gas station, like, bro, bus pulled off. I'm like, see, then he got to doing this, like, hey, like trying to stop the bus, like, nope. See? So that's the thing what I learned is like how to move people that are a nuisance, like how to move people without being aggressive. See that? Because like you reinforce them like a kid, you reinforce them and distract them by making, you know, basically saying, hey, you know, hey, you ever see what that man say? Oh man, go over there. Hey man, that man, he trying to get your attention. That man looking for you. You see him outside? Where he at? Where he at? It's kind of like when people say, oh, there's a bird, there's a plane. Oh, there's Superman. Look at him. And then people look and be like, where he at? It's like that. It's like, you know, ain't shit over there, but you just like trying to distract that person. And a lot of people fall for that. Like, if you in a situation, you're about to get in trouble and somebody trying to rob you, try to stick you up, and you be like, 12, you know, and everybody, you start bolting and running, everybody gonna run, fam. See that? So you just gotta know how to like talk yourself out of trouble. See? Because, you know, if you're not creative like that, bro, then you're gonna have to move that man physically, and that ain't gonna go too smooth. So that's why I say, you gotta know how to use your words, because hey, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, like, even when you negotiate, like, even if you was to buy something, you still got to know how to use your words. Like, how people think that people Like, let's say I'm gonna tell you how slick. Okay, it's not even related so much to gift or gab. It's just you knowing how to use words. And see, when you try to sell somebody something, you can't just sell it for something for what it is. You have to. It's how you present it. It's how you market it, and you got to know what to say. If I'm trying to sell a cell phone, I got to say, hey, this person has to see value in something I'm trying to sell them. See, based off a need. So if they have a phone already, you may be able to talk them into getting a better phone. See, but it's like you got to know how to use your words to make it seem like they need it, that they missing out. But that's the thing. If you don't do that, a person, then what is it going to settle with? That person telling you no, thank you. See that? So that's another reason why people fast talk. When they speak, they talk really quick. So that way you don't get a word in. A lot of times that person could tell you more information about it. And the longer you stay and listen to them, the more they can convince you. See? Why? Because they're dissolving all your boundaries. It's cold-blooded. See that? Because that's like if you approach a female and you want her number and she say no, right? You basically like, okay, you keep talking to her and you keep on like going around and saying things that, hey, you got her listening to you, you can still get the number. See that? You just got to know, you have to be fast, quick. And hey, maybe it might be something like she might say no, then you be like, yo, she probably, anything. You might say, hey, she might say something like, oh, I need some food, or I'm trying to catch the liquor store before they close. And you're like, oh, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Then all of a sudden she follow you to the liquor store. And then she, whatever drink she want, you like, oh, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Just don't forget about me next time. I'm telling you, you can convince her to be like, wait a minute, to change her mind. See, because she's still with you. People, you know how many times people say they ain't finna, when I go in Walmart, I'm not buying nothing. I'm just going to Walmart getting one thing. How many of them actually come out with one goddamn thing? See, seldomly do people stick to that one thing. So they might, even if they buy a bag of Cheetos on the way out because, oh, they saw something and then it's like, oh, damn, I might as well get some Cheetos. But a lot of times, like, damn, I just went in there to get a broom or, hey, some garbage bags. I come out, damn, I grab a bag of Cheetos too. See that? And that's how you got to sell it. That's how you got to sell. When you're a salesman, that's how you have to throw your pitch, because you got to basically add something to the value. People won't, man, you know how many times people wouldn't buy the very thing, like the best thing of a situation until you add something? It's like people got to feel like they're getting more for something that, instead of just one, oh, you add a bag of Cheetos to it. It's like, oh, now they want to buy it now. It's like, damn, what changed? Was it just a little funky ass bag of Cheetos, or was it like, because I added value to something that I was already selling? See, you got to make people think they're getting over. You got to make people feel like, oh, I'm getting more out of you for less money. Even if you charge $5, it's like, okay, what else? Throw something that's worth $1 on it, because it makes it look like that person is getting more. And I'm gonna tell you how we know this to be true, because if you go to McDonald's, people tend to go for the meals that look like they're getting more food. See, because I'll tell you, a lot of shit that look like it's a little tiny little, chicken snack wrap meal, and it comes with a fry and a drink. How many people would actually buy that? Because they would say, no, I can't get full off of that. But if you got a big ass Big Mac and then it's like, oh, some French fries and with some dill seasonings and some extra, large drink, it's like, oh, let me get that, because I feel like I'm getting more. See that? So that's why you gotta know how people go by what they go by what they see. They go by what their eyes are showing them. See, because through enticement. See that? So you got to be careful. Another thing too, if you don't question things, when it, you know, when you sleep with a woman, I always tell people like, go get a panel, go get a test. You know how many people don't do that these days? Like, would you sleep with a woman raw without using a condom, bro? Like, bro, you gotta really like know that you gotta know that, bro. Like, would you go get a test done first? Can you just wait? Like, bro, literally stop and wait and ask yourself, bro, do I know if she clean or not, bro? You know, that's the thing, like, and that's why I'm saying this, because like you could go in a situation blind and say, oh, damn, you know, she look good, I want to hit that. But then you don't even think about if she clean or not. See, it's like, bro, just wait, calm down, relax, bro, and wait for her to get tested, bro, first, bro. Because listen, nobody wants to be, you know, infected, bro. Nobody wants to go through that. So you just gotta like be smart, fam. Be smart and do things responsibly, because like it only takes one slip up. See, one slip up, one mistake, then you're cooked. See that? So that's why I tell people, you know, you become smart by the things that you actually, basically I say, when you know better. I ain't gonna lie, I hate stuttering, y'all. It's annoying as fuck, but it's like, damn, bro. Like, it's like crazy, because when I'm talking, bro, I know those of you that, if you ever heard somebody stutter, it's kind of funny, but it's like, damn, bro, like, even if I talk slower, it still happens. Even if I talk faster, it still happens. So I'm just like, damn, oh well, I just gotta cope with it. I gotta deal with it. And hey, it's kind of like, if you got freckles, you gotta live with it. See that? It's like, you can't look at it as a disadvantage, because it's you. But hey, I told my brother, he was stuttering doing his videos. And I told him, man, keep that, because it's entertainment, bro. You know, you might make somebody laugh when you do that shit. Like, don't delete it. He like, no, he want to have a perfect video. I'm like, nah, bro, perfect ain't always it, bro. Like, you gotta make mistakes, especially when you live. There ain't no, you know, impromptu. There's nothing to go off of. You know, you might have a few notes or something, but you don't really have, it's for your personality to show, in other words. So it's like I say, the stuttering thing, I hate it, because it's like, bro, like, I know how to speak and everything. It's just like the way it comes out. But it's so funny, because I have a Mercury cusp with Aries and Pisces. And you can only imagine, because I know some people that just have Mercury and Pisces and they can't talk, bro. They cannot talk for shit, bro. Like, for instance, my brother, shout out to my brother and shit. He got Mercury and Pisces, right? And so every time like we talk about something and it's his turn to speak, he takes forever to like express or get it out. It's like stuck. It's stuck in. Damn, man, it's stuck inside it. It's like his voice and shit just be like, he be looking for words. Like, for instance, be like, yo, what you want to eat tonight? He be like, and it's like, what are you thinking about? Like, why is it taking you so long to decide and answer? It's like he be stuck in his thoughts and just don't. He be like, I don't know. He be like, I don't know. We could just do cheese dogs, or just make something good. It's like, bro, come on, man. Like, how you just gonna say it like that, bro? Like, and every time it's his turn to talk, bro, he cannot talk, bro. It's like he just literally can't get his words together or get them out. And it's like, I think he's more worried about how it sounds, and that's what ends up making him just like get a brain fart and just not say nothing. But that's why I said, like, me having Mercury and Aries and its cusp Pisces, things like 0 degrees, and it's like, man, you know, when I speak, it's like I know exactly what I want to say, but the way that I say it is like it's like a little off from try to put it together. So I had to freestyle it to where it's like, just like rapping. If you freestyle rap, you kind of like your words come as you talk, even though you know what you're talking about. It's like I gotta say it. That's why I don't like to use a script or use some type of notes or some shit. I just use little bullet points, because if I was to just try to read some shit off of paper that I wrote, it's like, to me, it's not gonna sound right. It's gonna sound like me read. You could, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna sound natural. So that's why I'd be like, yo, I have to just freestyle it, because like I already know what I'm talking about, and I just gotta just say it the way that it comes out. I ain't finna be on here stuttering and shit. Yeah, I know globally, because you know I feel like this, like I have a lot to say. I could, trust me and believe it. A lot of the real day ones that been here for 4 years since I started this channel, they already know me, bro. They know that how do we used to do it? Hey, if C-Main, Ronnie Boo, and let me see, who else was it? Those of you, Jay Hudson, hey, they all know that I used to go like 3-4 hours on live all the time, bro. Like literally just like in the zone, fam, drinking wine and everything, chilling. Like, bro, I will literally get on here and talk for hours. So I try to like get all my info out quick, because that's that Mercury and Aries in me. I try to hurry up and get it out quick, even though it might sound like, it might sound muffled or sound too fast. But it's like, if I talk too slow, and it will be on here forever, bro. So that's why I'd be like, yo, let me just hurry up and get it out. And I don't, the reason why, so when I used to do my my videos, like, and I'm actually bringing that back, how I used to do my videos too. And I'm also doing my lives. I'm gonna start using it how I used to do it too. But the reason is that when I switched it up and I changed it, let me tell you, man, take a breather, bro. When I changed it, it was because when I would look at the analytics, those of you that have a YouTube channel, you know what I'm talking about. Like, when you check your analytics, the drop off from viewers from watching the first 8 seconds of the video, they would literally stop watching, see, because they wanted me to get to the point. So that's why I ended up like just getting to the point, because of the analytics and shit. But if there's certain viewers that would rather be more entertained, I definitely could put an intro back in there, make it more, music playing in the background and whatnot. But it's just that I don't want to ball in it. I'd rather just give y'all the content quick. That way it's like, boom, just tell us what damn, man, just tell us just tell us what we need to know, man. Don't be in there yapping and shit. When I watch YouTube, I always skip to the different get to the point. I just drag a little bar through, boom, and hear what I want to know. It's just like, I don't even watch that, so I have to be fully understandable of that. Oh, okay, Thomas Faye, matter of fact, I'll bring the intros back how I used to do it, because I keep it short. I won't have it playing like, for a long period of time, probably just 8 to 10 seconds. But yeah, I'll bring it back. Also, if y'all prefer the way I used to do my lives, when I used to do, the little bubbles and whatnot, I could bring that back too. That's just a service, I had to pay for it. But if people want me to go back to using it, I will. Yeah, so yeah, like I say, you said yeah, definitely, I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll definitely will bring the intros back, so that way, I know it could be a little boring, as far as me talking about stuff. But see, there's so much information that I have for all signs. I haven't even covered any the other signs. I've been mainly helping Pisces out, because it's when there's a lot of different things as far as the Pisces, their superpowers that, a lot of people don't know how to use them. They don't even know what it really means, even in regards to other zodiac signs. So I have to that's what my channel about. I have to break it down and, give you guys, baby spoonfuls of information at a time. Because if I sit on here and if I get on here and I start talking about transits and, really going into the complexities of it, bro, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't even understand me, fam. Like, if I got to going into the moon, or hey, something being at a certain degree, you'd be like, if I start going and breaking the whole natal chart now, people be lost. So that's why I'd be like, trust me, I know what the natal chart is. I know the moon, the rising, the water sign, the modality, the element of everything, bro. I'm not no what they call it. I'm not no newbie, like I just more humble about it because it's not a competition of what you know. It's about people actually understanding the different concepts and knowing how to use it correctly. Because if you tell somebody the intuition, you got to know how to use it. You got to know you got to know how to hear from it. You got to know the difference when it speaks to you, and you got to know exactly where does it come from. See, it's what you can't see. That's why I said it comes from what? Your belly. See, and then you feel it in your chest. So sometimes you could twitch. Some people have a twitch when they actually, if you feel that something is off, your body can twitch first, like to where in your chest you start feeling like a little, like you're doing a little flex, like a little flex or something, because your body, your intuition is speaking to you. You're gonna feel that, like you might get some people get goosebumps. That's a sign of your intuition. See, trying to get your attention. You don't get goosebumps for no reason. You don't just get goosebumps because you're cold. See that? So that's the thing. Like, people, a lot of times they have like a conception of it. But like another thing too, like I'll tell you guys, for PTSD, like me, because I'm gonna tell you, like with the stuttering, like I have to take medication, bro. It's that bad, fam. So my medication is what makes me do these little, like, makes your mouth movements do certain things to where you stutter. You see that? But if I don't take the medication, bro, literally before I took the medication, I couldn't relax. I couldn't relax for nothing. I couldn't even go to work. I couldn't even like do the day-to-day routine. It was because, bro, I was so paranoid looking over my shoulder left and right, bro. Because literally, mind you, when the car pulled up alongside of me, they started, bro, the dude rolled the window down, pulled the gun out, like literally like in a movie. He literally, side by side at red light, he literally rolled the window down, looked at me, pulled the gun out like this, and literally just started dumping, bro. Like, could you imagine if you just relaxed driving? You ain't even paying no attention. You don't even see this coming. And next thing you know, a car with tinted windows pull up alongside of you, and then you look over your shoulder and the dude pulled a gun out. Boom, 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 boom. Just started shooting, bro, at me, fam. So that's why I said, like, my heart was just racing, like, thumping, like, I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, in that moment, you got to think quick, fam. You don't have no time to be doing no other shit in your phone, looking at nothing. And I'm like, I'm trying to escape, bro. And literally, I was trapped because another car in front of me pulled up. They started shooting. So I'm like, bro, now I'm just in the way of crossfire, and now they both shooting. So that's why I'm telling you guys, once you hear a gun go off, bro, that shit was loud as hell, bro. It wasn't like no 22. It sounded like it was a damn switch or something, bro. That shit was boop, 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 boop. I'm like, what the hell going on, bro? That, like I say, when you know that your life flashed before your eyes, bro, I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, what's going on? I said, man, I can't relax, man. I'm like shaking. I keep shaking it. Even after the shooting happened, I'm literally shaking and I can't even stop. They was like, okay, we got you. And it was like, yeah, we gonna give you something to calm you down. So when they gave me that to calm down, that's why y'all see me when I be twitching. It's like the little twitches and shit. That's from the medication, bro. So it's something that I can't help it, bro. And hey, I ain't ashamed of it. I'm just letting y'all know if y'all see me do it, it's like, damn, hey, that's it. Like what Tupac said, it just is what it is. But yeah, man, I rather see when you take medications. Look, the funny thing is that put it like this: what would you rather have? Stutter? Would you rather be stuttering, twitching from time to time, or be a nervous wreck, fam, and can't work, can't do the shit you like to do? See, because before I'll be doing this. Man, who that? Oh man, that gang stalking. What's that? You heard that? Like, I'd be all just paranoid, can't, bro. Even when I was driving with my one of my relatives, I got to being just super just on paranoid mode. Like, and then they was telling me to calm down, like, relax, bro, relax. I'm like, I can't, bro. I can't relax, bro. They're like, you need to go smoke. I'm like, I ain't smoking nothing, bro. That's gonna make it worse. Shit. So it's like every time somebody walk past, I'm sitting there like, yo, who is that? You know, hey, he looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit, let me. So that's why I couldn't, man. I had to go to the doc, fam. And it be like that, bro. You go through something traumatic, bro. It's like you can't shake it, bro. That's why people, when they go to the military and they come out, sometimes, bro, they might be shell shocked or just have like that, you know, be tweaking when they come out of the military, fam. Everybody all calm and relaxed, but you don't know how long they've been in there. You don't know what they've been through, why they was in there, what they've seen. So it's like you can't just expect them to come home the same way they left, fam. So anybody go to prison, they never gonna come home the same, bro. They gonna always be having like stories, and because they had to move different to survive, it's the same concepts, bro. Yeah, a lot of people told me, like, see, the thing about it is, before, when how can I say it? So a little bit about me for those that don't know. So my past, like I say, my past was like kind of bad because like I used to basically do pills and shit, you know? So I was always like a pill popper and shit. And that's because I would get so high that this was more stronger than weed. So I felt like when I would be on them pills, bro, I felt like Superman, I ain't gonna lie. But problem is that when I went to the doctor, so I tell you that I almost died in my sleep because me taking the pills, the shit, what they call it? These pills would like thin your blood and shit. So like when it's like it would have like a blood thinner in there or whatnot. And on top of that, the pills, they're not good for your liver and shit. So one time I like went to the doctor, checked my pulse. My pulse was like below 40 and shit. It was super low. And then my heart rate, literally, bro, I've never seen this happen, bro. If they check my heart rate was 30, bro. 30. That's it, just 30. So I had to stop them pills ASAP. You know how long I had been taking them pills for? I was taking pills for like 7 years. 7 years straight, every day. It was like taking 2 in the morning, 2 at night, every day. And I'm talking about, bro, these pills was way more, man, way better than Percocets. Like, literally, bro, like, these was like the shit, fam. See? And nobody knew where I was getting them from. And that's the thing, like, that's why I tell people it's what you can't see, bro. I was so damn high, bro. Y'all seen me 4 years ago. I was getting on here high as a fucking kite, bro. But I ain't gonna lie. My insights was way more stronger, bro. Way more on point, way stronger, like a damn ghost, bro. I was literally like tapping in times 10, fam. People be like, yo, what you just said, I'm going through right now. Like, so I know, like, when you get to, I'm gonna tell you something about psychedelics, bro. Like when you take pills or something, and I don't recommend it. Hell no, because it's bad for your liver, your body. But yeah, man, like I was addicted to out. I was addicted to outside out of mind experiences, if that makes sense. Like when they say a Pisces a Pisces doesn't like the reality of a situation, fam. I was on cloud nine. I was seeing shit I was seeing shit that I wasn't supposed to be seeing, fam. When anybody ever tried shrooms or did something, you know what I'm talking about. Like literally, bro, the shit I was seeing was like, you would have been, hey, if you seen what I seen, you would be scared as hell right now. Because literally, that's how I was operating like that every day. And then I became addicted to psychedelics, bro. Because it was fun. It felt like, man, literally, I can't explain it, bro. I can't explain it. It was like when you see the psychedelics, and it's like, if you already look at yourself being on a higher frequency, bro, literally, I'm talking about you become super, super high, fam, to where like, literally you just like, when I'm talking about, I can't explain it, but you won't know what high, okay, it's a difference in levels. It's levels to this shit, because like if you get high off of just let's say a vape, or hey, CMD, or like you roll a blunt, or let's say you roll a couple joints or something, you could already understand that like it's a sativa or the other one, and it's like either gonna relax you, or you get a head high or something. But this high with the pills, bro, that type of high is on a whole nother level, bro. It's way, way different than a Percocet, bro. It's super, super just mellow, chill. And like I say, Superman like energy, bro, with the pills, bro. Where like literally, when I got shot at, guess what? When I got shot at, that was in my system. Those pills. So bro, literally, when they was shooting at me, I felt like, what's his name? Max Payne, bro. I felt like, even though I ain't had pole on me, bro, I felt like it was just like, I had this feeling of just like, that's why I know the Sagittarius stellium was fully activated within me, because, bro, as they were shooting at me, I was not like, how can I say it? Like, I was super relaxed. See, when they was shooting, but mentally I was like paranoid, scared, like, oh shit, they shooting at me. But I was still subconsciously aware of what was actually happening to me, but my body was calm. And that's what the pills were for in the first place. My whole body, I didn't freak out. I didn't do nothing stupid. I was still thinking, even though in my mind was like, off the chain, was super, super uncomfortable. But something, like I said, something told me, do not drive off. Do not try to hit the gas and just take off while they was shooting at me. Something told me to pull over and then play dead and lean over the console and play dead. See, I know it was God, but I'm just saying, like, I was literally calm until I got to the gas station. Then I was like doing this, and I was doing this and shit. I was like, damn, am I hit, fam? Because I'm like, that shit happened so fast. I'm like, am I hit? And I don't know it. Then I was like, oh snap, bro, they shot all them damn shots and they ain't hit me, fam. Like, praise God, man. I was like, man, I'm finna go home. But that's when it started. It's like after the situation, you trying to make sense of what just happened. That's when I got that PTSD just hit me, fam. Like, you got somebody looking for you, bro. Dude behind them tents, he probably knew who you was. It's like hey, I'm driving fishbowl. Shit, I ain't got no tent. He probably like, yo, it's him. And just started look at his opportunity. But in Milwaukee, people shoot, man. People ain't gotta know you to shoot at you, if that makes sense. So that's why I knew, like, man, maybe it could have been a mistake of identity. Maybe they was trying to rob me. Maybe, you know, a whole lot of possibilities. But yeah, that's when I went to the doctor. They told me, yo, if you don't stop taking these pills, you will end up dying, fam. So I had to stop. And they, you know, I'm gonna tell you, me cold turkeying was that shit was the worst feeling of my freaking life, bro. Because listen, once I missed the dose of them pills, bro, it's like, imagine you being on cloud 9, right? And you miss a dose, right? I'm talking about, I was on cloud 9. I'm literally like on, man, high as a fucking kite, bro. Soon as I missed them 2 doses, bro, it felt like my soul went back into my body. And I woke up like, what the fuck is going on? Like, now I can feel every goddamn thing on 10. I'm like, what the hell? I could feel the air blowing. Like if it's cold outside, I could feel all that. I'm like, what the heck? Hell no. Like, bro, I want to go back up there where, hey, I need to go back up there to cloud 9. What the hell? It felt like an elevator just dropped right down to ground zero, bro. We call that reality. See that? So I'm sitting here like, once it felt like my soul went right back inside my shell, went right back inside my body, fam, it was like, boom. All of a sudden, it felt as though I woke up in my body, and then I was just like lost. Like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, bro, I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy. I didn't even know I had a YouTube channel, bro. That's scary. Like, literally, I woke up when it felt like when I got off them pills, bro, because the doctor told me I had to get off of them ASAP. Once I told her what I was taking. Then when I cold turkey quit the pills, man, the withdrawals hit me so bad, bro. I was like literally throwing up and everything. And bro, listen, I'm talking about, I couldn't even talk. Man, when I saw my channel, I said, man, I didn't even know I had a YouTube. What am I talking about on that channel? What the hell? Because when I made the channel, I was already in a psychedelic state, fam. See that? So that's why I said, like, it's what you can't see, bro. The whole time, it's like I created something that I ain't even know that I started, fam. See that? It's like you start a wave and you're not even aware of what you just did, fam. You see? And then, like I say, somebody said, oh, that's how you disappeared. Yeah, it's like I came back, fam. And all of a sudden, all this shit is new to me. Like, what the hell's going on? I got a channel? What am I talking about on the channel? I'm like, I became more aware, fam. When I was up high as a kite, bro, it was like I was on a different planet, fam. A whole different universe. See? That's why when I said when I be saying the archons and the Decepticons and I be saying all that stuff that's like related to celestial thing, like the whole the Atlantis thing I was talking about. It was like I had already foreseen all that stuff. When it's based off the future, I had already seen what the future's like. I've been told people before it was announced, I said that, yo, we're going to be seeing robots. I said that 4 years ago. I said, bro, it's going to come a time when we start seeing robots and they're going to be testing the whole thing of this artificial intelligence bullcrap. I said, they're going to be doing all that. I said that 4 years ago. It came to pass. See, it's like people don't understand, like, bro, you could be, when you high, that shit be making you more like keener to what's going on or what's in store for the future and future events and all that, fam. See? So that was just the thing. But like, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say I miss it, but it's kind of like I did feel like a different person, y'all. I did not feel like, I felt like a completely different person because I was just like doing it put it like, it's just different, like a whole different lifestyle. See? So that's why it's like, man, I forgot who I was. Back to reality is like going back to school. It's like, damn, man, I gotta go back to school for real. I thought I was done with that, you know? It's like you end up coming back to reality, and now you have to get through life. You know, you gotta grow up, you gotta deal with life head first, you know? So that's the thing. Like when I got on the pills, it was like I was in a dark place because, you know, I was alone for like 24/7 for like 13 straight years. And it was like, damn, man, I ain't got nobody to talk to. Like, what the hell I'm finna do? Because all my friends like got locked up or killed, fam. So I'm like, what am I finna do? And then it's like, I got introduced to the pills and shit. I'm like, oh shit, like, what's this? My first time taking them, I remember I went to work because I had a nervous breakdown. And I was just like, man, I'm getting so mad, like working, because I always be fighting with people and shit. So I'm like, man, let me try to mellow out, let me try to calm down, but I couldn't naturally. So that's when I was like, yo, when I got introduced to the pills and shit, I started doing my research, popping them bad boys. The first dose that I popped, man, that shit scared the hell out of me, bro. Cause it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like as soon as I took the dose, my ass literally flew all the way up in the clouds, bro. To where it was like looking down it was like third person. It's like I could see myself from that cloud, fam. Like, hey man, I'm up here now. I hope you get it together, bro. But hey, I'm about to go up to this cloud. And I swear, every time I went somewhere around people, bro, it was almost like I could watch myself talk to somebody and feel like and I would always feel like I'm like separate, like a whole nother person. Literally, like I'm just in the same consciousness, in a whole different consciousness, where it's like, damn, the person that I am is separate from my consciousness. Like the conscious has what? A whole nother identity, fam. See? So that's why, like, literally, I could do two things at once. It's like, damn, I could really like act one way and then do something totally, like I say, the other consciousness just be it's like a ghostly type of vibe, you see? So that's why I always say, like, bro, like, cause literally, like, and I don't know, another thing too, that's why I know your subconsciousness is unlimited, because as soon as you pick up on something, you end up learning it so fast. Like I had the manager's password. I cracked the manager's password when I used to work at Domino's. How man, listen, how, if you look at the possibilities, what the hell, how do you crack the damn manager password? But I had it, fam. So I was able to do, like, check the stuff that he could see, check myself out on orders. Oh man, I ain't tell nobody, fam. I was always getting my order, getting out early, you know, making money doing it like that. So that's the thing. But when you do stuff that, like I say, even when I'm not on that, I'm still like powerful in a way. Like I said, you never lose your influence. You never lose what you're good at. If you know how to shoot a basketball into a hoop, for example, you ain't never gonna, yeah, you could get a little rusty if you don't, if you don't hoop often, but if you know how to shoot, you know how to play, it doesn't mean that you just suck all of a sudden. No. And those of you that don't know, that's another reason why at that time I deleted all my videos, because and said I was redo them, which I am, and I have. And it's like, when I said I'm gonna redo the videos, because when you reflect, bro, and you look at, for instance, you look at your own videos and you like, damn, bro, I was high as hell when I did that damn video. I don't want to miss, if you're gonna grow up or grow out of something, you don't want to get into a memory of thinking that, oh, I'll miss that, So I had to like destroy all those videos and redo them, because I knew my state of mind wasn't like healthy. Like And I don't be wanting to see that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you see you was effed up, do you want to leave them videos up? Well, like, yeah, for you guys, but for me watching it, it was just like, it was like making me feel bad. Like, damn, bro, you was fucked up when you did that video. Why? Man, you gotta like chill it, you know, redo that one, bro. Like, redo it, bro. Make it 10 times better. That's how I seen it. Like, redo the video, bro. Like, cause I understand like the views and shit. Like some of my videos had like, you know, like what was it? The video about Pisces, why people don't like Pisces. That video had like 100K almost. So I was like, I wasn't tripping because I'm like, yo, I'll make another 100K video someday. I ain't really like caught up in the whole like, you know, views. I get them if I get them. If I don't, I don't. So it's like, am I gonna quit? No. See, like, I'm gonna keep dropping content and videos because I'm doing this because you know, I'm passionate about it. This ain't like, oh, I'm doing it just for money. It's the difference. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers that do stuff for money and they wonder why their channel don't grow because they doing it wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping. I know y'all been kind of going on, but I was just trying to get y'all to see a little bit more about me, so that way, you know, you guys actually understand me a little better. So yeah, smash the like button, you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna bring that the intros back or whatnot, the way I used to do my videos, so that way y'all have more content, you know. Damn, man, I keep stuttering, bro. That way y'all have more content than just me going live. As I say, I have put together my videos back how they used to be. He said, let's say Dub said, bro, don't stop yapping, man. I was listening. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, it's just that I got a lot of stories, bro. Like, I've been through some shit, bro. Like, I've been through I've been through some crazy stuff, bro. And me to still be like standing here, bro, literally, like me getting through it, bro, is crazy, bro. Like, when I look back at my life, because I'm gonna tell you now I know this is kind of a sad situation for me to say this, a very emotional situation, bro. But like, one of my homies got locked up, bro. Like, he got 15 years in prison, bro. That was my dog. Literally, that was the only person I used to kick it with every day. Every day. Man, this man got locked up, right? So that was like my only friend. So imagine being a loner. Imagine being a loner for 20 plus years. 20 years. No friends, alone. 100% alone. Imagine that. See? But you got to understand that why I didn't put it like this. Why didn't I go and like search for friends or try to make friends? Because I realized that you have only as many friends as you could fit in your pocket. See? You might have one real friend and you like, man, that was my dog. And then you like, man, I ain't even it'll be impossible to be like, yo, let me try to find another friend that was like the one I had. Like, nah, bro. You know how many, because I had known old boy for like, since I was little, see? And we was locked in to where it's like, man, like, only you would know if you had like a day one, and it's like, you know, you ain't gonna find another person like that. And he was a Pisces. That's the funny thing. See? And he got 15 years for you know, what they call it, a drug charge. See? So it was like that in itself was like, man, me and that other Pisces man, and his birthday was March 9th, bro. We was just always like, man, kicking it, like this is crazy. Like, dude was funny as hell too. The shit he used to, man, the shit he used to do, say, that shit used to be funny. I remember this man was working at Taco Bell. He was 14, bro. I'm like, bro, how the hell you get a job at 14, bro? He was cool with the owner. I'm like, how the hell you even meet the owner? Like, I shit you not, every time this man had a job at Mr. P's, he was helping them do tires, taking them tires off, and he was young. But because he was always social and like trying to get, this man knew everybody, bro. It's like, bro, how the hell you know the damn owner at Taco Bell? Now you go over here to Mr. P's, the tire shop, and now you got cool with the tire shop, person that's in charge. And now he was letting him come up there anytime he want to do the damn tires. I'm like, damn. But I had to like keep him around because even then, I'm talking about, y'all, we go way back to the days where there was no cell phones, bro. He had a pager, I had a pager. Y'all remember the pagers before the cell phones took off? It was like you would have either a pager, and all you knew is that if your mother called that pager, it was time to come home, shit. And that's how it was back in the day. But the sad thing is that me being alone, I couldn't handle it, bro. When my friend got locked, because he got locked up twice. He did like 10 years, then he went back and did another 15. See? And it was like, imagine when you have I'm talking about no friends, not one person you could talk to, right? Man, I'm talking about, I was losing my mind, bro. Like, I didn't know how to to like get to know somebody again. It was just like that, man. I'm talking about, I just couldn't take it. I couldn't handle it. And then I had a Leo friend, and me and him, he just hit me up talking about some, he didn't want to be cool no more, because I guess he heard something through this one dude, and he was a Taurus, and the Taurus had told him some bullshit, and he believed it. See, but also too with the Leo, I felt a little skeptical, because the dude that told him something that I said it was a weird situation, because I had seen the Taurus at the mall, and see, at the mall, I said, he asked me like, oh yeah, you the dude that be, cause we crossed paths, and then he was like, yo, you be the dude, you be getting your hair cut from Scott. I said, yeah, he cut my hair and shit. And then the dude that told me that oh yeah, you the dude that be, getting your hair cut. I seen you at his house and shit, cause I got my hair cut by him, cause that's what Scott used to do. He used to always have like he's cut hair at his house and shit. So he had all his clients and shit in the living room waiting to get their haircuts. And see, the dude that told him that lie, tried to twist the way that I meant it. He he liked dudes. So that was like one of the major things, is that with Scott, all his clients was like, was on that, on that Diddy bopping type stuff, Diddy action stuff. So it's like, why is all your clients, I ain't gonna say, I think the best word to use is like, why is all your clients, swinging that way? And I'm not saying it in a bad connotation, but it's like, yo, I'm thinking Scott is like literally like, bro, you must be on that, bro, or something, because why you ain't, these people, the person that told him that, he liked men. So I'm like, yo, why you believing dude over me? We been cool since high school. You sitting up there believing this man over, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you cool with. So he thought I was throwing shade and like sneak dissing and shit. And I wasn't. I just kept it real. He said, yo, you be getting your hair cut by Scott? I said, no, not no more. I said, cause I don't really like the way he cut my hair, because he's always using Beam and shit. He uses Beam, like those enhancements, and I like the more natural cut. And that's what I told the little dude. Then he went and told Scott, like, yo, I seen your homie and shit at the mall, had crossed paths with him. He said, yo, he said he don't get his hair cut by you because you don't know how to cut. You don't know how to cut hair. Now you don't tell no Leo that. A Leo, as freaking as you know how Leos are, telling the Leo, oh, one of your friends said that you can't cut hair. I ain't say that. I said that I don't let him cut my hair anymore because he uses the hair enhancements. See, like Beam and the little sprays and stuff, and I don't like that because it only lasts for like a few days. Once you take a shower, damn near all that shit comes out. So I'd rather have a natural lining. I didn't say he couldn't cut. I just don't like the fact that he relies on those enhancements. This man said, oh, he said you can't cut, which was a lie, fam. And the Leo believed him. See? So he was like, yo, I don't want to be cool no more. So that ended that. So then it was like I was just alone and I ain't trust getting to know nobody new because I knew it wouldn't be the same. So imagine for 20 plus years you being a loner. Imagine being alone. And this is why I'm much more stronger than I would, than I'll ever be, because to be alone means that you spend a lot of time to yourself. See that? So there's some benefits to it as well. I can get stuff done. I can get projects done. Hey, I don't have the distractions that I used to have. So it's some good things and then there's some bad things where you ain't really got nobody to talk to or do nothing with. So I don't have where, going out kicking it and stuff. I don't do much of that. See? So that's the thing. It changed me as far as that thing. A lot of people that will want me to come to stuff like family gatherings, I don't go to. See? Because when you adapt to something like that, you become used to it. See, the more time you spend alone, you like, damn, I've been alone for all this time. Now I'm used to it. See that? It's like you may cry when it first happened because you probably don't understand it and you're used to having somebody there. But then when you have to adapt to a situation, it's like, oh, then you start, you have to enjoy it. You have to accept it because it is what it is. So that's when I started like, hey, making use of the time that I have alone to work, work on projects, play video games. So I have a way to still have a connection, to still, talk to people that, hey, I just go about it like the people regarding the chain. I met those people. But as you've seen, it hasn't been going right. See? So that's why I said I can't expect to get the same friendship that I once had. See? But it's like I feel that I feel like it was meant. It was meant for me to be alone, because sometimes like you might look at it in a bad sense and say, damn, why am I alone and shit? Like, damn. But every time I would try to get to know somebody, there's a lot of people that don't like me, bro. So that's another stigma, is that if you know that you are hated by a lot of people, bro, you get used to it. See? So then when somebody finally likes you, you're not used to it. See? So that's like, that makes your emotions like you become detached to the way you feel, because it's like, damn, it's a surprise for somebody to say, man, I like you, bro. You cool. You're a cool dude. And it's like, damn, I don't get that often. See? It's like, damn, I'm always getting like, I'm always getting broccoli. I hardly ever get peaches. So when I do get a peach, I appreciate it. But it's like, I still have to stick to what I'm used to. It's like, because you got to understand, like, what put me there in the first place. I got used to something, and then it got taken from me. So it's like, yeah, I had a good friend, now he's gone. Now it's like, what am I finna do now? That's why I tell people to get used to being. You have to learn yourself. You have to get to know yourself. You have to look at yourself as a friend. See that? You got to be a friend to yourself before you could be a friend to somebody else anyway. But if you can't operate alone, then, like I say, that's going to be a problem, because you die alone. You born alone. You can't see. That's why I say all of us were born alone, fam. And we all would die alone, fam. So that's the thing. You have to learn how to be alone sometime. See? Think about it. When you go into prayer or meditation, you are alone there. Subconsciously, that's the only way that you'll tap into it, and it's activated through silence. But you have to what? Be alone when you pray, right? Unless you pray with others. But you have to hear from your own subconscious and intuition, and there's only one soul inside of your body. See? So that what I'm saying is that you were introduced to the world, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that the world is your friend. See that? That's deep, because sometimes you could be deceived into thinking that you need friends, but it's okay to get to know people, but it doesn't mean that you will always be friends with people that are introduced to you, or that you introduce yourself to. If you introduce yourself, you're like, hey, my name's such. That doesn't mean that you're guaranteed a friend with that person. See that? So that means that you're not attached to the people that you're introduced to. See that? That's why I say it's meant for you to be alone, fam, because listen, that's the way you're going to leave this earth. Whether you like it or not, you're going to leave this earth the same way. And there's a reason for that. See, that separation is needed. So you become stronger when you have no friends, fam. See, because I'm not just a loner, I'm a lone wolf. See, so that means that even if I will say this, I consider myself dangerous in a way because of it. Because, like, listen, if think about it, what would be a person? Let's look at a survivor of a situation. You survive a tough moment, tough time in life, almost like you becoming a scavenger, and then all of a sudden that turns into you becoming what? A savage. You see? So you were once a scavenger because, hey, you just took the little thing, anything that you could find to survive, right? To survive with. But then, as you realize that, damn, even if I become a scavenger, it still means that I just might be alone. Even though I'm trying to survive, it's like, oh, if I just say, well, hey, I don't really give a damn about if I meet people or not. I'll be grateful, appreciative of it, but my life doesn't depend on it. So that's what makes you a savage. See? Because, like, you still surviving, even though you don't have you're okay doing it alone, in other words, if you have to. See? So that's the thing, like, when you can walk these streets alone, that's powerful. That means that you don't have no vices. That means that no one else controls you, that you're okay being alone. See? And that means that's strength, because people that think they need friends, that's actually a vulnerability there. That's a codependent type of mindset that, oh, I need you. I need somebody there, a breathing vessel Even if you the worst person in the world, but just having somebody that you are codependent to, just to feel alive, or feel like, oh, at least at least this person's breathing. It's like, damn, instead of being alone in the silence. See? So that's why I said, if you look at it like that, if you say, well, damn, you gotta be the most quiet, hey, you might say, damn, it's been a lot of silence going on. That's the thing. So what that tell you? I spent more time to myself in my subconscious. See? So that's the thing. It will require silence for you to hear from your subconscious mind. See? And also, by you doing so, that makes you more aware, because you have nobody around you to distract you. And look, I'm gonna tell you, it helps you focus better, because people can make noise, but that's the thing. Sometimes it could just be noise, and that could be a distraction. See, that's like you ask somebody. That's like if you try to hold somebody accountable, but they get to talking in circles to basically create noise as a distraction to keep you from finding out the truth. See, so that's why I tell people, like, go. You must learn to go within, and not depend on what you. Okay, you should not be depend on attachments, like people in general. It's okay to have friends when you have them, but you don't want to get into a mindset of thinking you need friends, like, to survive, because that could be bad, and you don't need people to survive. There's a lot of people out there that are lonely. There's a lot of and I have my times. Like, I like, the hardest thing for me to cope with, as far as dealing with being a loner and being a lone wolf, is that sometimes, if you put it like this, if you go 20 days and you don't talk to anybody, 20 days, see, and I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing that's so funny out of all of this that I'm saying to you guys, is that I got to know myself, fam. And I couldn't get to know myself when I had friends. See, because the attention was always on that other person. But now that I actually pay myself attention, and when you're able to have a talk with yourself, and sometimes you might look funny, you might feel a little awkward doing so, and say, damn, I'm talking to myself. But that's good. That's good, because now is what you can't see, and now you actually have what? Now you actually have clarity. Now you actually know when your intuition is speaking to you. Because now, hey, you was already, it introduced itself to you. He couldn't get your attention while you had all those friends that had all that shit going on, all those distractions. That's why I said I consider myself dangerous now, because now it's like, if I would operate out of what? If I would operate out of my, the intuition, I'm able to meditate, pray, draw the illusion. If I have to, if I have to dissolve all boundaries, I will. It makes me less vulnerable, because listen, if I put it like this, if I don't need friends, that makes me less vulnerable. It's hard for other people to manipulate me or control me with silence. See, because I've already what? I've already conquered it already. See, I can use silence against other people. See, because I've mastered silence by being alone 24/7. I've already what? I got life. See? Now, let me stop. Bro. Let me stop. I got life. I got, you see? And that's a metaphor. I found my purpose in my silence. And so will you. See, you spend 20 days alone. Even if you have friends, you like, yo, I'm gonna take a break from the friendship situation, and I'm gonna spend 20 days alone. I guarantee you, you ain't gonna want to go back. You gonna be like, yo, I found out something I want to do. See, I got a business that I want to bring about. See, and none of this came to you. None of this stuff came to you when you were with them friends. See, you couldn't hear from your intuition or your subconscious until the silence came. See that? You know, the people that are most affected by the silence in itself are the people that don't know themselves. It's cold-blooded. That's why I said, if I really wanted to hurt somebody, what could I do? All I got to do is the same thing that most people are afraid of, and that's to be quiet. Just silence, nothing. Because that's the same pain that a person feels when they have no friends, when they don't have a crowd, when there's nobody around. You see that? So in order for you if you endure that and accept it, it doesn't have control over you. See? That makes you more in control. Cold-blooded. See that? That's why I said, if you could say no to, let's say, the things of substances. If I could cold turkey and quit pills, do you see what I'm saying now? The pills have no control over me. See? Because the boundaries are there. I set a boundary and said, I'm not going to do this. That tells you when you are able to decide and literally say no to stuff and not do it. You know how hard it is for some people to stop cigarettes, to stop smoking weed, to stop doing whatever it is that they're doing, because it has been what? It's more than a habit. Because they have what? Fear. See, that if they stop, something else is going to happen, that they don't want to face reality. It's cold-blooded. It's better for you to go through the fire and come out what? Burned, broken down, beaten, and then all you do is transform into a stronger, you get new. Listen, when you get broken down, that is the best time for you. You get broken down, you get beaten, you get crushed, and all of a sudden you still walking, and then all of a sudden you transform. See? Now you got new armor that you didn't even know you had. See? Because you took the situation, and guess what you did? You used it to grow. If you go to the gym, I guarantee you right now, you start off with a small amount of weight. You start off with what, 50 pounds on the bench press, right? And I know that's light, but give it about a week. Add a little more weight. You don't get no gains until you start working out, right? There's a reward. But seldomly people do it because they want something instant. They're not willing to work for it. So that's the same concept when you are in a situation where you go through the fire instead of running from it. By you surviving, that there's a reward to transform. See? So that way, the very thing that you survived becomes what? Protection. See? Now, that silence also breaks off the chains of everything that can latch onto you, meaning addictions. See? That dies. Because when you go through the fire, guess what else happens? You dissolve all boundaries. That's why I said, when you dissolve all boundaries, that means you have fully mastered self-control. See? and you become 10 times stronger than a person that can't let go and can't stop. See, there's the person that, listen, there was a man that beat his meat he couldn't stop beating his meat. Just whacking every single day. Whack, 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 whack. Quack like a duck. He's literally beating his meat every day, can't stop, right? And the song goes, you can't stop till you get enough. Or maybe in his case, you can't stop till you get a nut, right? Now, this is the thing. He could stop. We see the thing with this, and a lot of people who struggle with this, he can stop, but he's running from something else that he's not telling, that he's not talking about. It could be stress, it could be boredom, it could be anything. It could be depression, it could be anything. But it's a mask for something else that's going on, and he has to get to the root of it to stop it. See? Because people don't understand that is people could use that as a way to numb themselves, to get through something. Maybe when it comes to stress, they may feel like, oh, they have to do that. But I'm going to tell you just how easy it is to stop. It's because I'm going to tell you, you just stop. You just do it. Just like Nike. You just do it. You just stop. See? And I'm going to tell you, subconsciously, your subconscious will tell you you need to stop, right? Because there's no balance. There's no balance of you. Everything is haywire, okay? So this is the thing. The moment you resist and you feel like doing that, notice that a person that beats their meat, you know why they don't stop? Because it's an emotion. See? That's why I told you don't make decisions out of your emotions. It gets you in trouble. It fucks things up. You don't do that. It's an emotion that a person feels, which makes them go in that direction and do that. See? So what you want to do is take the emotion out of the equation. You want to say no. When you consciously feel the pressure and that emotion pulling you to do that, you do the opposite every single time. See? When you train yourself not to do something, guess what? It stops. The chain comes off. It no longer controls you. See? Because guess what you did? You set the boundary. If you don't set boundaries, you're going to fall. No matter if it's beating your meat or doing something else that's destructive. Or, because guess what? It is destructive because, listen, when you get with your wife, fam, you ain't going to be able to get it up. That's where when we talk about Ed, you know who Ed is? Have you got a chance to meet him? You probably already introduced yourself to Ed. You see? And Ed, he ain't got nothing good for you. Ed is known for what? Taking your damn erections. See? Taking your damn erections. You too young to not be able to get it up, bro, with your wife. You 19, bro, and now you walking around with a shrimp. Hey, I'm just saying, like, what you gonna do with that? Hey, Ed is erectile dysfunction. So in case you didn't know him, now you know. You got to meet him, okay? We look at Ed. A lot of people hang out with Ed. You know, it's just like, but you don't have to meet him. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to meet Ed. See, and you don't have to have your name changed to damn Ed in the first place. Now, I use that as an example. The thing about it is, once you say no, that's you setting the boundary. See, you not letting that thing control you. because it's an emotion. See that? Once you take the emotion out of it, there's no point in doing it in the first place. See that? That's how you stop beating your meat, fam. Is you take the emotion out of it, and then what ends up, put it like this. What is left over is what? Emptiness. Because you took the emotion out of it. You took the energy away. Cold-blooded. By you saying no, that emotion leaves ASAP. Nope, I ain't doing that. Nope. Literally, you forget about it. See? You forget about it because it has to go. That thought has to go. The emotion has to go because now you have control over it. See that? You have control over it. It's not telling you what to do. You telling him, hey, you telling it to get away from you. I ain't, hey, you want to go jump out the window and leave from here because I ain't doing it. If you don't resist, fam, it will get you every single damn time because of the emotion. Now, it's cold-blooded. Why I say that? Because people think it's so hard. No, it's not, bro. It's not hard. You making it harder on yourself because you keep giving you keep making excuses to why you're doing it. See? Because it comes from an emotional person. It comes from a big, huge emotion that you feel that leads to that. See that? Maybe you don't have a girlfriend. Maybe you feel stressed that, hey, you feel anxious about, whether or not you're going to meet a girl or something, or hey, but if you stop focusing on that, guess what happens? You get a girlfriend. See, you get the very thing that doesn't have control over you. That's how the world works. See, because of the reality of it all. See, that's why I always say it's what you can't see. Do you think you get a girlfriend because you want one? No. Do you think you get a girlfriend because you go out there and hey, you meet women and hey, you get their number? No. Why is that? Because it's not guaranteed. Remember I said you can only introduce yourself, and that doesn't mean you're gonna get a friend out of it. But by you being what? Present in the moment, and you don't listen. When you dissolve all boundaries, that's when you get a girlfriend. When you dissolve all boundaries, that's when you get a wife. The more dangerous you are, that is when you start getting everything because nothing has control over you. It's cold-blooded. See, something can only latch on to you when you let it. See, that's why, listen, that's why when you're a powerful person, you notice that you're the most tempted. See, because nothing could get to you because you wouldn't let it. And everything knows that how powerful you are, that it knows that it doesn't have a chance. See? So that's the thing why when you put it like this, for those of you who work out every day, do you notice that things come to you when you're not focused on it? When you have a routine and you got something going on from the day to day, and you say, man, I'm gonna work out every morning, and you do that. Now all of a sudden, while you're focused on you, now it's this little sexy little thing comes to you. It's like, oh, they introduce themselves. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? And you sitting up there hitting the weights. And you like, wait a minute, I'm busy right now. But she's like, hey, what's your name? Why is that? Why do things come for you when you're focused on yourself? Because people know that you're at your peak. They know that you're they know that silence hearing from your subconscious. See that? And they want your energy. It's cold-blooded. A woman wants to sleep with you not because you're handsome, not by what you said. It's your energy. The more energy that you have, the more it radiates. See? When something heats up, guess what it does? Guess what it does? It warms things. See? People feel more comfortable around you when you radiate high energy. See that? It's like you becoming the oven. And people know that, hey, some people like to what? Lean on the oven, open the oven to stay warm because it makes them feel comfortable. See that? So you attract when you radiate. See that? People trust you when you have high energy. See? That's why people what? That's why we have angels. See that? To laugh and smile comes from a high what? Frequency. It's contagious. That's why when you listen to music, it makes you happy. It makes you smile. It makes you what? Move. See that? That's why I said emotions, you gotta be careful because you're supposed to use it for the right reasons. But it must be decoded, because if you don't know how to decode it, you can misuse it. So that's why I say it's better for you to be happy than to be what? Angry. Because anger, if you use it wrong, hey, it could destroy you. See? And the thing about it is, when you actually go without, see, 20 days, you just spend time to yourself. And I'm gonna tell you, if you don't beat your meat, you will get more women. Women are attracted to men that don't beat their meat. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you have more energy, you have self-control. See that? And you're radiating. See that? You're radiating because now your seed is stronger. That's why I say if you waste your seed by you beating your meat and hey, busting on your sheets and wasting it, bro, that you're literally draining your energy, bro, as a man, bro. See? You're wasting it, bro. That's making you weaker. And women can tell. Listen, did you know a woman can tell if you're doing that? Because you're always low on energy. It really affects you. See? But the more, listen, when you actually save your seed, bro, you are like a barbarian, fam. Like literally on a whole nother level. You're just powerful, bro. Because, bro, anytime you could go without doing something that a lot of people struggle with stopping, bro, you become unstoppable. Having self-control over your emotions, bro, mastery, bro. That's when you actually what? That's when you could use telekinesis. That's when you can literally draw the illusion and people fall into it. See? It's almost like you start to be able to do things subconsciously, manifesting things like crazy. See? Because when something controls you, what is it taking from you? There's a power exchange happening there. See that? So if nothing can get to you, then you're going to get to everything, fam. That's how it is in this abundance. I'm telling you, people don't understand that. It's like, bro, you got to know you cannot let things control you, bro. You can't let vices have control over you because it robs you of your energy. See? But if you able to have the self-control and say no, bro, that's powerful, bro. Because listen, you just don't know. Like with me, when I stopped gambling, bro, I realized how easy it was because first, you know why? You want to know how you really stop doing things that are bad for you? You have to face reality, bro. That moment when oh, that friend gets snatched and you alone, you have no friends, or hey, you don't have a friend like the one you had, bro. You once you face reality, you come out on top, bro, because you realize that's what reality means. You realize you never really truly needed it in the first place. See, it was just something to take your energy away from you. It was just a distraction. See, you lose focus when you start looking at, when you put it like this, you lose focus when you start looking elsewhere. See, than what's in front of you. When you look at what's in front of you, that means you're facing reality. See, and that's why I said when you look what's in front of you, you don't get caught up in the illusion, bro. See, because you're standing still. You're not walking forward. You're not swaying side to side. You're standing still because why? You understand that it's all up to you. You are your worst enemy. See, most people do it to themselves. That's why I said, like, sometimes if you get shot, that could have been, you could have caused that subconsciously. Maybe you felt, maybe your ego was on 10. You know, maybe you thought you was a shit. Maybe you don't know what it was. See, but everything for a learning experience. That's why I say it's a good thing about life is some of us get a second chance to actually do the best, do the right thing. But you don't want to be controlled by vices, you guys, because you have to look at those things as being chains tied to you. And what do? They control you and they rob you of your energy. See? And that's why you can only go so far, because it's like a leash. Do you ever notice that you can only go so far with it? Because the chain, that's the whole depiction of a chain in the first place. It keeps you bound. See? So if you give something power over you, you have given it what? Permission. That's why I said you just got to stop giving it permission to control your life. And how you do that is simple. You say no to it. You just say no. You stop. You stop surrendering to it. See? Then it no longer owns you. It no longer has power over what? Over you. See? Because your subconscious, once you realize that your subconscious is more powerful than reality, and that's how you bend reality through your subconscious, then it's easier for you to manifest things, because now you're operating out of your subconscious mind. That's where all the answers are. That's why I say when you are decisive in your decisions and you are hearing from your subconscious, those are the times where you actually, that's for the future. See, that's all. Your future is in your subconscious mind. Your purpose is in your subconscious. That's why you're supposed to listen. You're supposed to live your life expecting better things, big dreams. You're supposed to say these things. You're supposed to say, man, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do a 4-year and boom, I'm going to get this when I get my, if it's a janitorial job or whatever it is, you're supposed to speak these things into existence. You're supposed to say things. And saying things, what are you doing? When you say things, it has to come to pass, bro. It has to happen. Because guess what? When you don't let nothing else control you but God, fam, anything you want, fam, is coming to you, bro. Anything you want coming to you because you sacrificed, bro. You gave up something. You might, if you spend 20 years alone, bro, you gonna get blessed, bro. You gonna get blessed, fam. You might have a child, and all of a sudden, that was the blessing. See? So it's almost for all the years you was alone, you got a son or a daughter. Now you got somebody there. See? And it pays off because, listen, it pays off because the blessing is once you get older, you got somebody to talk to now. See that? So it's like, oh, I have nobody to talk to 20 years ago. Now I had a kid. Now this is who I'm going to be hanging with and kicking it with. So I had somebody to talk to when I'm old. See? That's why you gotta know how to manifest. You can speak into existence anything, both good and bad. All it starts with is you. You got the power in your tongue to say it and it happened. Boom. See? But you only get that power strengthened and you get it more potent is when you have self-mastery of emotions, you don't have vices, nothing attached to you, and you have boundaries, fam. And once you, like I say, once you dissolve all boundaries, you become dangerous. See? Because nothing has control over you. So you can imagine anybody that has, put it like this, anybody that's dependent upon something that you have stopped, you 10 steps ahead, bro. They still have to come to the realization that they don't need it. See? So their energy is still being vexed by the day. Until they wake up and say, oh man, I need to face reality. I need to face reality. I need to stop. See? Your intuition will let you know so, but it's like you gotta live. You really have to stop. Once you stop, you, like I say, it'll go away. The thoughts will leave. See? Because the thoughts, that's what gets you in trouble when you actually start to trust your thoughts. You obey your vices' commands. See? You get that thought or that urge to say, damn, I want to get a cigarette. Hey, I want to get a blunt. Then all of a sudden, your body obeys the vice. See? You give in to it. And then it becomes what? An everyday thing. You can't stop because you have given it full control over your life. Because you never once said no. You never set a boundary. Now, after saying all of that, you want to know why does it keep happening every day? And you think it's just a habit? Or you think, oh, I just like to do this. It's what you can't see. You know what it really is? It's a demon, fam. It's a demon that's coming for you every single day, trying to say, hey, come over here and smoke. Oh, even the demons will talk to you. Because you could be in a situation where you might think that you're just thinking about getting a cigarette or something that, going to gamble or whatever it is, right? A vice. All of a sudden, you hear voices saying, oh, that's kind of like pulling you towards it. And then all of a sudden then it catches you again. See? And you're like, some people feel like even if I tried to stop, they couldn't. That comes from that demon basically having full control over you, over your mind. See? So you have to know once you stop doing something, it no longer has control over you. See? Once you stop responding to the temptation, once you resist, it has to flee. See? And that's why I say if you practice just doing different things from the day to day, you will realize that, damn, if I put my focus on something else that I want to do all these leave. But I'm not nobody that does smoke. I'm just saying if it becomes something that you want to stop, I'm talking to you. If it's somebody that's like they don't know how to quit something, you just gotta stop thinking about it, bro. That's all it is. You just gotta stop thinking about it. See, once you start doing something you never did before, then it's like, oh shit, I don't even think about going over there no more. It's just like you just gotta stop. That's why you able to say that. Oh damn, I ain't had a drink in a long time because I stopped going to that tavern that I used to go to. See that? You did something different. That's why you were able to stop. So if you replace boredom with something fun that you like to do, it kills that emotion that you once had for that other thing. See? You would never be the same because now it's like, oh, you basically fell in love and with something better. See? So that's why I say, man, like we all ain't perfect, but there's always a way out. That's the truth. It's always a way to get out of something that you might feel stuck in, and all you gotta do is face reality. All you gotta do is introduce yourself to reality. See? And then, like I say, by you just doing that alone, that's power right there that you are inheriting, because you're basically saying, okay, I'm going through this situation. I need to stop, and I can stop, and I will stop. See, you just gotta have strong will and tell yourself that, hey, I refuse to let this situation have power over me, and I give it no more control over my life or whatever it, put it like that. Then boom, by you saying that, you've already manifested what? The ending of that cycle. Because it's all it is a pattern anyway, see? And all the thing is that you just haven't put up a boundary to end it. But once you do, you end the cycle. Once the cycle's ended, then you end up finding something better to do. See? Because then it's like, oh, you ain't just laying down all day. You ain't just in the bed all day. You finally got up and started doing something different. Like put it like this. If you in bed, it's best to get up. Like, even if you don't feel like it, just get up, get to move and take a shower, make you something to eat. And then all of a sudden, just find a reason to leave the house. Guaranteed, by you training your body to like get up early, after the 5th day, guess what? You're going to be used to just getting out of bed, rolling out of bed, distracting yourself with doing something else than doing what you would normally do. And then guess what happens? You forget about that bad habit. And then when you reflect and shed light on it, you like, wait a minute. I haven't had a cigarette in damn near 2 months. See? You train your body to do something different, and you got different results. In order to get something that you never had, you got to do something you never did. See that? In order to get something that you never had, you got to do something you never did. And if it was just to stop, now you got something different. See that? That's why I said, like, for those of you that you probably, if you don't have a girl and, hey, you trying to get a girlfriend, you got to do something you never did. You approach one. See? And, hey, I'm gonna do a video about rejection, because rejection doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. Sometimes rejection could protection, man, because like you don't want somebody to waste your time. So if a person just automatically don't like you, hey, that's still a win. See? Because you would have got with her, just to find out she didn't like you. That would have wasted your time. See that? So if she instantly just say, oh, she shut you down and say no, bro, that's just one person. That's one human being out of the whole universe, bro. And those chances are what? Increased because women are like buses. There's another one coming, fam. Listen, do you know that you're going to be told no? Remember I said when you introduce yourself, you 9 times out of 10 not going to get a friendship out of it, right? So think about this. You have to have an abundance mindset. That's the subconscious. See, you have to know that if I approach 10 women, I'm certain that I'm at least get 2. See that? So this is what you have to do. You have to go out there and meet more people, man. You can't just meet one person and then, oh man, I got rejected, man. Damn. Oh man, oh hell no, man. Could you believe this, man? I just met, man, she told me no. Bro, if you don't bring your ass back out there, it's 10, bro. Go for a higher number, bro. Go for 10. And by you introducing yourself to 10 people, you're going to get 1 or 2, bro, at the minimum. You see that? So you have to factor in rejection. Did you know that put it like this. I'm going to say this. Did you know that rejection is good, bro? I'm going to tell you why. It humbles you. See that? It humbles you, keeps you humble. It also makes you more confident. See that? It makes you more motivated. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's always a reward in it. See, think about it. If you're overweight, right? And you start working out, it's a rejection when you look at the weight scale. You like, damn, I've been working out. Why does it still show this weight, right? It's like that you take that and it makes you perform even more harder. You end up saying, you know what? You become more motivated. You like, wait a minute, because you want to change it. See? You become more motivated. You become more focused. You become more into it because you're not getting the results you want. But that doesn't mean you lost. That doesn't mean that you're not getting progress. See? It's just that you have to commit, see, to get the reward. So if you're going to go out there and get you a girlfriend, you got to commit to it. See, you can't join it. You can't get a day membership. No. Who would get a day membership expected to lose weight? No, you got to get a damn membership for a whole month, a 6-month situation. It's going to take 6 months. So you know that you have to factor in that somebody's going to say no. See that? But be the salesman. Be the salesman. The salesman knows he's going to get rejected. Yes, everybody's going to get rejected. So don't fear that. Use it as what? Fuel. Because it's going to, trust me, you're going to become stronger once you, see, this is the thing. We hear certain words and then all of a sudden, fear, right? You have to look at the word rejection and identify it as what? Motivation. Change your perspective. See that? That's what we do. That's alchemy. See that? We don't look at the word for what, we don't look at it in a bad light. We change its meaning. See that? It's cold-blooded. If you have the power to change the word, think about it. You are able to change the reality. See? And still come out on top. Because you know what changed it? It was the fact that you believed. See? It would change. It's cold-blooded. It's not about the workout. It's because you changed your behavior. You stop. See, if you eat too much, you're gonna grow. See, if you consume more energy, you're gonna have more. That's all it is. It's just an overload of energy that you have to burn. But some people think, oh, I can't do it. No, you can do it. You just have to start. You see how easy that is? All I gotta do is just go. Yes, all you have to do is just go. You have to face the reality. If you've been eating for 6 months, you're sitting on a whole lot of energy. That's all it means. Calories is energy. You're just sitting on a whole lot of energy. That means you got to get more active. That's it. That's easy. See, by you changing your behavior, you're going to get something you never had because you did something you never did. See, that's simple. If you don't have a girlfriend, then all you have to do is go meet 10 women. Look, Monday, you have an objective, right? Meet 10 women, introduce yourself, right? Somebody's going to say yes. And then Tuesday, do the same thing. Then Wednesday, now watch what happens. Because you believe. See, you're going to manifest a girlfriend. See, now, once you get that girlfriend, you're going to be like, whoa, I don't even know. You're going to think it's something you did. And it was because you did something different. Anytime you do something different, you're going to, bro, it's going to be a different reward. Listen, my subconscious told me to delete all my videos. See, because of my situation I share with y'all. And then my subconscious said, redo the videos and don't worry about the views. You're going to get all the views back. Don't even worry. But do something differently means delete all these videos. See, this is a true story. Listen, once you believe that, oh, the reality is that, yeah, I could redo I'm the one that made the video in the first place. What am I going to lose out on? Nothing. See? And once I delete them, put them back, it still got views. So what did I lose? All I did, I proved one thing. See, if you could do it once, you could do it again. See? Because you are the content, fam. You are the content. So if you do something, you can do it again. You get one girl, you can get another one. It's unlimited because your mindset is you're living in abundance. You can have whatever you want. You don't have to have one pack of M&Ms. You can have 10 if you want it, if you believe it. You are going to go as far as you believe you will. See? You lose weight because you changed. You changed your behavior. See that? You're not eating like you used to do. You're a whole nother person. What do we call that? Transformation. It's cold-blooded. I just taught y'all how to transform. That's a gem. You use your weakness. You need your weakness in order to what? Transform. See? To identify the fact that you're not the same person you used to be because you start doing different shit. It's cold-blooded. See? That's why in order to get something better, you got to do something different. You was working at McDonald's, next to you start working at the bank. That's a different reward. See? You went into what? Change. And that's why I say every time you do something different, it's a different reward. If you work on your legs, you get calves. You work on your chest, then what? See? You work on your cardio, then the reward is, hey, you have a healthy heart. See? Eat your vegetables, you're healthy. Eat your fruits, then you're healthy. See? It's always every time you do something different results. Now you know, see, if you stay how you are, now you know what that gets you. See? And then when you're tired of that, you like, yo, I gotta do something different because I want something different. See that? It's cold-blooded. So yeah, you guys, smash the like button. I know I've been going for a minute now. Welcome everybody that just came in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I love y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next video and live segment tomorrow. Peace out. Thanks for watching.